Go.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to AOE Productions. I'd like to thank all of our players for being here. Erinn, Luke, Zach, and Tad. We're really excited for this session, and I hope you all wish them the best of luck. So last session, to recap, they started off at Cleve's Cactus Farm, just outside of the town of Valtine. Leaving out into the desert, they decide to ignore the longer path following the roads, taking their newly rented camels. And they saw quite a few things on the I was going to say road, but a lack of a road in this case. They saw people off in the distance. In the night, they saw some kind of owl floating above, carrying some kind of object. Along the road as well, they fought these large scorpion creatures that kind of seemed to nestle in this almost quicksand like element. And when it was time to strike, it was a bit of a close call. They had a few people pinned, but they navigated their way out of that dangerous situation and onward to greatness. They eventually found the labyrinth of Acamus Mora. Upon it, they saw tons and tons of just huge pieces of carved in kind of artwork, just kind of etched into the side of this building. Notably, they saw framing on either corner 2 large worms sticking up out of the ground, below a large scene of humanoids fighting one another, and above a dragon about to gout flame above them with another dragon above it coming in for the kill. Past the labyrinth, they saw this newly familiar white tree sticking out above the dune, kind of arching and looming towards the labyrinth. Erzan recognized it from a dream he had the night before, where he managed not to get any sleep and sadly was psychically assaulted in the night. Now approaching, they decided to try and light the tree on fire, to which kind of prophetically, we'll say, it lit the tree on fire in this green, menacing light, but didn't seem to be consuming the tree. As they approached, the small porthole-like door creaked open, and they heard coughing and laughter as they entered. When they entered into the room, they encountered the voice of this supposed Night Mother. She, cackling to herself, pinned a note of some kind against Nova's arm, and because of this, Nova threw into a fit, started sucking up his cold breath, if I remember correctly, and pointed it in the direction of where this apparent stabbing came from. So we rolled up some initiative. I'm going to get the combat music rolling. And best of luck, everybody.
Roll 20 scene?
Roll 20 scene.
Or no roll. Yeah.
Yep.
Please enjoy.
Gotta let the kids play with their crayons, right?
Can you get Pregante?
Pergantinate?
Ooh.
Okay, music changed, so just so you guys are aware, it might require a little bit. Alright, so there you guys are. As far as I think I set it up, you should see just kind of drifting darkness around you, and that's it currently.
Ooh,
Good
nice.
job.
I like that.
Thank you.
Can't move my guy.
You can't move them?
Nope.
I thought we fixed this last week.
I did too.
Okay, we'll do it the manual way.
20?
What's that?
Darn it, roll 20?
Yeah, like we
You
set
You
it up
can
to...
you can give the tokens that really quick too. Just right click and hit the cog wheel and choose edited.
We'll do it the manual way from here on out. Of course, I can't see that option. There we go. Super sorry.
Yeah, you
Alright.
better be.
Don't forget that while we were talking, I also used my Divine Sense. So I
Yes.
know where
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
I know her exact location until the end of my next turn, which should be the first turn.
Gotcha. So I will get that to you in just a moment. As soon as I take care of this stupid program never ever working with me. I do not understand. We changed the actual tokens last week. That's frustrating.
Yep. I'm
That's
back
right.
on.
Should have everybody now, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. So, for your purposes, Erzan, you detect the presence right here. See that?
Okay.
Okay.
Is it centered on a square or in a?
Seems to be centered
I
on
suppose it's
a middle
probably
point.
4 squares, huh?
4 squares is what you're gathering, based on your detection.
So
at the top of the
how
order,
are we secured to each other again?
you guys tied a rope to each other. Aldiria and Nova felt it snip between them just before combat.
We were
Or
just
you didn't
holding
tie. You
on
didn't tie it to a
tie
rope.
it,
You
yeah.
held on to a rope. Excuse me.
Yeah, we're all holding on to it, right?
Correct.
So me, Kyler, and Aldiria still have the rope, and just Nova's cut off in the back.
I was
cut off in the back.
I was next to Nova. I was third in line.
Oh, excuse me. Go ahead and switch that up. There you are.
All right, so
at the top of the order, it is Erzan. You have light on your chest, and it's just being sucked up into the darkness here.
Yep.
Did she make a save against my breath weapon?
She saved and failed, so you can go ahead and roll damage.
Gotcha. And that is...
Sorry about that.
Okay.
And it's cold.
Music's loop just got done.
Yep. Just got to deal with what we got.
Oh, I thought it was
Sadly.
cool. Just saying.
Oh. Fair enough.
That is 8 cold damage.
Okay. You kind of hear that familiar as it seemingly hits its target. You can't tell for sure, but there was the sound of it coming out and then the impact and then just kind of the being pretty familiar now. That does bring us to the top of the initiative order with Erzan.
Cool.
At the end of this turn, you will no longer know her position.
Right. You said she was centered right here?
1 square up.
Right here?
Right there, yep.
Okay. So then I'll move right here.
Okay.
As I go, I'm going to let go of the rope, obviously, when I get too far away, but I'm going to pull Aldiria's rope in that direction.
Sure.
And say, she's over here.
Okay.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
So I get over there. What do I see?
Blackness.
Okay.
Just fog in front of your eyes. Currently, you guys are all but blinded. Currently, I'll say.
Got it.
Technically blinded.
You
see the light. You see the light, like pushing against the darkness, but just consumed like mere inches away from your chest. So you can kind of like see your chest a little bit. So you imagine if like you put your eyeball on something, you could probably see it. But
sure. Well, I sense her presence well enough to know where she is, so I'm going to make a weapon attack and smite with the 2nd level slot.
Okay. Just as a point of order, you don't have to mark off the slot until you hit, but this attack will be at a disadvantage, sadly, because you cannot see your target.
Okay. 18 for the first roll. That's without any modifiers.
Okay, and the second roll?
5. So that's 10.
Rough.
10 to hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is going to be a miss. You feel your weapon
Hold
kind of
on.
smack into the ground.
I'm going to invoke my favor of the gods. Try to hit.
And how does Favor of the Gods work?
Once per short rest, if I fail a saving throw or miss an attack, I can roll 2d8 and add it to the total.
It's 2d4.
2d4, excuse me, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
So total is currently 10 to hit?
Yep.
Okay.
I rolled a 3 and a 2, so 5, 15.
15 total. That is a miss.
Oh.
Sadly, you take your weapon up, attempting to strike down into this to this creature, and you feel against your face just as spittle gets flung on your face, and just kind of this gruesome laugh, barely dodging out of the way. You catch this glimpse of like a hand, dark, leathery skin with long fingernails and a red sleeve, kind of pulling through the darkness. Nice try.
We're blessed.
Oh, we're blessed.
I took a note.
Jesse, we're blessed.
Where did
Jess.
Well.
I mean, as long as you have the spell slot marked off, I'll say that's cool. That's good to go.
I wrote 7, 15, 20. We are blessed at the end of this session.
I have 1 second level spell slot marked off.
Hashtag blessed for combat.
Blessed should be a first level.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
cast
cast
it
it on
as
your
a
spell.
higher
so he can get it himself.
Yeah, you're definitely right. Go ahead and roll that extra d4. See what happens. We'll retcon if we need
I
to.
rolled a 3 for a total of 18.
18 does hit. So this.
Okay.
My note-taking skills are out of this world.
Good call. Good call.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and roll up damage, and I'll describe what happens.
I totally forgot that. All right.
Good save.
So
Yeah, good save.
max damage
Oh, I
on the
wrote that
great
somewhere.
sword.
Nice.
Ooh.
So that's 9.
Okay.
And then 2d8 radiant. Or is it 3d8? Because I did a second level slot.
Second level would be 3d8.
3d8, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, 8 and a 6, and then 1 more. And an 8.
Wow. So total of 20? No, total of 22.
9, 8, 6, 8.
Wow.
Just
yeah.
the radiant, please. That's 22.
Oh, just the radiant is
I got the
8,
other
16,
damage.
22, yeah.
Okay. Perfect. You hear so this you see this hand drift in front of you and going down through your strike. Just all of a sudden this burst of adrenaline kind of kicks through you and you feel your blade hitting air and readjust course, swinging sideways, and feel your blade land in a slash just right above the rib cage. as this creature coughs out blood, you just hear that kind of a pretty ragged breath actually after that hit.
Cool.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I'm just gonna yell, she's over here, so they get a direction, you know. She's
Okay.
over here.
And you guys do hear that. That brings us through your turn to Kylar.
Well, I can't see shit.
You did hear a direction. You can't see shit though. So whatever you do could backfire if you're not careful.
I'm going to hold a ray of frost
Okay.
until I can see something.
So you can see something?
Yeah, I'm not gonna start firing magic into the darkness.
All right. Very well. Is there anything else you'd like to do with this turn?
No, I want to stick close to Nova, so I'll stay where I am.
Okay. Alderia, that brings us to your turn.
All right. I am going to wild shape
Okay.
into a giant crab.
Giant crab. All right. So I believe that should make you giant. So we'll go ahead and do that.
Medium.
Oh, you're a medium creature as a giant
Yeah.
crab? Perfect.
It's a giant
Crab.
Right. Giant for a crab.
Right.
Got it.
Crab Raven
Me in the
10 to 5.
morning.
Like, people are like, dang, that's a big
Giant
crab. But, like, not that big.
Gotcha. But like not that. All right. So you now have blind sight.
Yep,
You-
for 30 feet.
You do perceive the presence of this creature in the same spot that Urzan did.
And that's
Just as a point of order.
here?
1 square to the right.
Here?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I can't reveal it, otherwise everybody would see exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
And I want to keep the mystique.
All
But you do with your blind sense feel that presence.
right, let me mark that off. All right, and so I'm going to. How far can I move? Ah, it's so hard to keep track of. 30 feet.
Okay.
Let's see. Diagonal's 5, right?
Diagonal is 5 for the first one, 10 for the second, and alternating as such throughout.
1, 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. Okay, I'm gonna go here.
That would be in her space, and you would know
Is
that
it?
too. Yep. So
Okay.
one down would be out of her space.
Still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
You kind of
Okay.
feel your crab crustacean shell bump against this creature.
Okay.
Leathery skin again. You kind of feel, and cloth.
All right, and then let's see if crabs have any bonus action. They do not. That'll be it.
Okay,
Be
so
there being a crab.
your crabby presence now appearing.
Can't you take an action?
What?
Because she wild shaped.
Wild shapes in
duh.
action.
Yep. That brings us through Alderia's turn to Nova. Just expending your breath weapon, you feel the cold kind of form around this creature in front of you. You're pretty sure it landed, sighing to yourself a bit of a relief. What would you like to do?
Well, man, I can't see.
Nope.
So
Arm kind of aching with the pin stuck in it. Stuck in it.
That's all right. I'll take care of that later. I'm just gonna point that way because that's still where it came from, and I'm gonna do a ray of sickness.
Ray of sickness. How's the effect work?
I believe I just rolled a hit.
Let me just double check.
Toward a creature within range, make a ranged spell attack.
Okay, go ahead and roll her up.
Do I have disadvantage or anything?
It will be disadvantaged as you can't see currently.
Good thing I asked. Fuck.
For sure. Sorry, home slice.
No, it's fine. I'm just being funny.
All right.
Probably not.
You're
12.
blessed. You're blessed.
You're blessed.
Oh,
You are
So
blessed.
That-
what do I add?
I had one die 4 roll.
15 to hit.
15 sadly does not hit. You kind of feel the energy. You see once the energy expends from your hand, you can like just see the outside shade of your hand with your confidence kind of rising. It leaves out, but you feel the target doesn't meet a humanoid or flesh target that you would be attacking.
Shit. Then I'm using my bonus action. I'll call my glaive to my hand, and then
Okay.
and my turn there.
Staying in the same spot there?
Yep.
Were you using your glaive or your maul?
Oh, my maul. I'm sorry. Thank you.
You got it.
Yeah, maybe. Screw it. I'm gonna go 5 feet closer to it.
Move 5 feet closer.
Yeah, just right there.
You got it. You guys, that brings us through Nova's turn. You all hear kind of that menacing. I can see, but not be seen. Disappoint me, and I shall roll. Look in me to find my soul. And with that, the creature is going to take its movement. Everyone gets an opportunity attack if they want it.
Yes.
Hell
As it
yeah.
technically leaves their space.
Crab, go first.
Does it? Can I add the 4 to it since it's an attack?
Yep, for
Yeah.
sure. It is at disadvantage, so.
Is it
There's the
because
darkness.
I can see it?
Oh, you can tremor sense it. Yep, or blindside it, so you can roll normal. Excuse me.
20.
20 to hit.
Yep.
The creature, as it's kind of passing by your range, you can feel it leaving your presence. You hear, you just hear this like flash of energy, and your claw grabs against something, and it kind of pinces off. Seems to not have struck home.
At disadvantage, I rolled a 22.
22
Fuck.
with the shield effect active.
Will.
22, you said?
Yeah.
Just hits. Go ahead and roll
Yeah.
damage.
I'm gonna roll 2 to make up for the last turn. 12. 6
12.
3 plus 3.
Okay, that's with your sword.
Yeah, slashing, great sword damage.
You got it. You feel this resistance as you're striking, and you feel like you're striking true, and then you kind of push through it, and you feel this magic kind of forcing your blade away, almost like wind is pushing against your blade silently, but you find your way through it.
I'm gonna smite her again.
Okay, go ahead and expend the spell slot
I
and
didn't
roll your
realize I
damage.
could do that.
For sure. Whenever you hit.
Yeah. All right, just did a first level spell. I'm on the second level spell slot.
Sounds good. So 2d8.
Yeah, so 9 radiant damage.
9. Puts it to that number. Perfect. You hear the familiar as in the you would imagine the back of this creature, your blade lands. That goes through your reaction. And then Nova and Kyler, if you guys would like to take them. Kyler actually. Weapon. And you're holding your spell, which takes your reaction as well.
Kyler, you have. Oh, I suppose if holding your thing takes, because you have Warcast. Oh no, you don't. Just kidding. Never mind.
Sure don't, unfortunately.
And then Nova.
Well, I rolled a 15 again.
15 total.
Yep.
Sadly, the 15 is not going to hit this time around.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Yeah. You feel like this similar kind of presence that I've discussed. Just your mace, I believe. Your maul is what you're using. That smacks into this like force-like barrier. You hear the kind of grunting from the hit that Erzan delivered, but your weapon does not.
Just hit backspace.
No, hit the delete key. Click on it and hit the delete key.
Thank
That's highlighted.
you.
Yeah. I saw the panic.
I was like, oh, I'll just move it, and then I couldn't.
So, for her action this turn.
Is she going to fuck off for her action? Because,
Nope. Let's see.
Oh, wrong pipe.
She is going to go ahead and, before she leaves Erzan's range, you hear this, what she said before. I can see, but not to be seen. Disappoint me and I shall roll. Look in me to find my soul. She's going to lunge into you with elongated claws. So to hit, that is going to be 21.
21 hits? Yeah, 21 hits, that's fine.
21 and 22. 22 as well.
It's a multi-attack.
It is a multi-attack.
Can I use my reaction to... Oh no, I already used my reaction this turn. JK. Those both hit.
Okay. Alright. So the total there. So you feel these kind of elongated, gristly kind of claws sinking into your form. That is going to be 24 points of slashing damage across your back. This kind of blood ripping into your back. You get the sense that wherever she was going, it was behind you. But you seem to have lost track of her. Alderia, for your purposes, you see her in that location there. Did you catch that?
Got it.
That's 2 points off my life total.
And yeah, so she kind of... You have no hope here. And she'll relinquish her turn. That brings us to Erzan at the top of the order.
Okay, Thaddeus.
Okay.
you have no power here.
You have no power here. Yeah, no, not Theoden, but pretty close.
Right. Yeah, I have no son.
Rough.
Cool. Well,
Oof.
I'm going to use my action to Divine Sense again so that I can know where she is till the end of my next turn.
Okay. You do catch that same thing.
Okay.
Sorry, I got to switch between where she's at. Right there is where you detect her.
I'm going to... Let's try not even worth my time. I'm just going to move over to where she is and see if I can't, catch her moving again or something.
Sure thing.
Can't you outside?
So
that was... Sorry.
Should
Right
be
here?
able to... 1 square away from north or west, north or east. Yep.
Okay. I'll move right there.
Okay.
She a big lady, huh?
I'm going to yell again
She
so they
big.
at least have a direction. She's
Okay.
over here.
You guys hearing this kind of... I'll say... Kylar and Nova, go ahead and roll me perception checks as Erzan's trying to guide you. You kind of hear the kind of cackling throughout the room. A little slower now after taking some substantial hits.
That's a 4.
4, yeah. Sadly, it kind of just echoes in this chamber for you. Unable to really pin down the location. Just this heartbeat in your head, along with the kind of haggard breathing seemingly coming from all around.
6.
Same thing for you.
I am rolling garbage tonight.
Not being able to
Feel it.
see beyond your eyes is just really terrifying you, gripping you at the soul a little bit. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn, Rozanne?
As long as this doesn't take a reaction or a bonus action, it can take a bonus action, I guess. I would like to focus my senses to be wary of the next attack and see if I can observe anything out of the ordinary or try to observe stuff. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So if you're sorry, I got
Like just try to see her basically.
Yeah, I'll say
if she like gets close enough to me again.
Right. Just as a point of order, if you want to take an action to perceive, you'd get finite details, things like things that would take a lot of effort to see. If you want to free roll perception checks to see if you gather some general information, you're welcome to try. It's just going to be a lot more broad.
Okay. I'll at least wait until she like dips in to hit me again or something.
Okay. Sounds good. Is that your turn?
That is my turn, yes.
Kylar, we return to your turn. The darkness still consuming your eyes. Your reaction wasted, sadly. You just never found the right time.
Right, nothing ever showed up, so
Never seemed to appear.
I hold my hands out in front of me, and I cast Mirror Image on myself.
Okay. And the images pop up around you. Sadly, you're unable to see, but you're imagining if something could see you right now, it would see 4 of you.
Yep. So I'm gonna sit there with Mirror Image on me and wait for something to happen.
Very well. Kyler, that's your turn. That brings us to Aldaria.
All right. I'm going to.
I guess at the end of my turn, I would shout, I can't do a damn thing with this darkness here.
Go here.
You got it. And you guys hear that ringing out now as Kyler frustratingly puts up a defensive magic spell, trying to see anything around him. The fog drifting in ways that you think can almost make you see, and then it consumes everything again.
I'm going to claw attack.
Okay, go ahead and roll a hit.
$23.
23 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
Ooh.
It needs to make a. Oh no. They're grappled.
They're grappled. You got it.
I thought
Okay.
it was a save. It's not. It's grappled.
That's,
It's
yeah.
grappled.
That's why accessing the monster manual is pretty strong.
6
Indeed.
damages.
Okay.
Bludgeoning.
So their movement is currently 0, and they take 6 bludgeoning damage. You feel your claw kind of grab into this leg. As you squeeze down with your crab-like talon almost, you feel this unnaturally powerful leg pressing back against your claws. Doesn't seem to be crushing as much as you'd like, and you just kind of, again, that as you're grabbing into it, just this, for what you would expect would be a withered old lady, just this immensely powerful leg pressing into the ground.
All right.
Is that your turn?
I'll take my other claw and click it and make some crabby sounds like
Sure
Crab
thing.
Raven intensifies
Get
again.
scared.
since I can't speak.
You hear this Morse code next to you, Erzan.
And then that's it.
Nova.
Could I take an action to try to hear these sounds?
Yeah, you could probably. You imagine perceiving very carefully, if you are lucky with your roll, could probably navigate towards where they're making the noise at.
Let's give it a shot. Oh wait, what am I blessed on?
Saving throws and attack rolls.
Okay, so that's 9.
9 total. You hear it coming towards from the center of the room. It's hard to say exactly where. You imagine forward. But that's all you get for now.
I'm just gonna walk towards where I think it is.
Okay, and as you do so, I'll say, just for the purposes of this, you kind of bump into the back of Erzan.
Clink. Oh.
But you do still have more movement if you'd like to try and use it in some way. 3 more squares.
She's right in front of me.
Sure, I'll take that into advisement.
Okay. All right, and then you kind of feel yourself feeling out. You feel the brush of cloak against your hand as you're kind of trying to feel your way through this fog. You imagine you're probably wherever the fray is. I will actually, as you walk there, Nova, you do bump into something and you have to navigate around. So if you could move 1 square over, actually, to the left. There you go. You kind of navigate around a stone object towards the center of the room there.
Okay. And then I'll action surge so that I can swing wildly into the darkness.
Okay. Go ahead and give it a try. At disadvantage still, sadly, as you're still blind.
Fuck off. No.
Nothing?
No way.
Alrighty.
I rolled a 3.
You feel, again, just this kind of magical, almost wind-like presence kind of press against your two-handed weapon. The large kind of, like, spike blades catching wind and, like, drifting to the side as it smacks into the ground with its enormous heft. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. You hear... what do you hear? Pronounced as a letter, written with 3. I have a twin with whom I cannot see. As the Night Mother's turn begins,
It's Moo.
You 3 here pour out from behind, from where you imagine her to be past you. Nova, from behind you, you hear this kind of this ghastly breathing, as well as you from your side, Kylar. You just feel this kind of presence. It's gonna try and reeve into you.
Me?
So, yep, you and Nova are each getting yoinked, which is going to be that. I'm just gotta make sure. Nothing like that. Yeah, okay. So against Kylar, mod 20 to hit?
That does.
Okay.
Before damage, I'm gonna try and move that to a duplicate.
Okay, yeah, so how does that work exactly?
So, if you have 3 duplicates as when the spell starts, you must roll a 6 or higher on the d20 to change the attack's target to a duplicate.
Okay, go ahead and roll your d20.
11.
11. You feel one of your duplicates blink out of existence, almost like being sucked into this presence right near you. You feel just this wind rush past your face.
I hate that.
Just this fascismal life kind of near you.
Kind of feel like where that would be next to me.
It was to your right side from where we're facing.
So like from here-ish?
Yeah, you'd imagine that square, yeah. But hard to say for sure.
Right.
So, but it is right next to you. And then for Nova as well. That's going to be a 9 to hit.
No.
You feel these kind of like nails on a metal against your back, scraping into your back as these creatures attempt to dig into you. And from in front of you now, you also hear the Night Mother, pronounced as a letter, written with 3. I have a twin with whom I cannot see. And that ends her turn. That brings us to Erzan.
All right, where is she now?
As far as you can tell, she hasn't moved.
So she's still standing in front of me?
She's still standing in front of you.
Cool. In that case, I am just going to make a greatsword attack against her, I guess.
Okay, you can go ahead and roll the hit.
Do right now.
At disadvantage still.
Yep. My low roll was a 6 plus 5 to 11, and then I'll add a d4 to it. 13.
13 sadly misses.
Okay.
You're starting to feel like the tides are turning. At first, you guys were starting to hit pretty heftily, but now as the pace is starting to flow out, you feel the Night Mother agilely dodge around.
Yep.
Is there anything else you'd like to try and do?
Nope. I think that's it for me.
Okay. Yeah. Again, you just kind of felt these presences drift past, emanating from the Night Mother. I will say, you asked for a roll if anything happened, so go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay. Perception is natural 20.
Natural
One.
20. You specifically with your natural 20, you lean in for this attack as she's kind of doing this action. You see from her side, you get very close to the point where you're probably 3 inches away, hardly even realizing it by the time you get there. You see a claw reach into a thick, like dark brown, almost black leather bag, and in her hand, you for a moment see shadow that looks almost the exact same as the shadow around you, and it kind of melts through her hand into the floor and then rushes past your feet. You're imagining whatever you hear kind of scraping against the back of Nova and harassing Kyler as he's kind of dodging with his defensive magic, probably came from that source.
Okay.
So that is what you do see.
It would be more of an action to try to grab at her bag, right?
Yeah, and it's going to be really tough in this darkness. You're gathering that she is in her element right now, and then some.
I mean, at least she's grappled, but yeah, that would be an action anyways. Okay, so then that's my turn.
That brings us to Aldaria.
Peach.
Yeah.
Pinchy.
Peach.
Debating
I'll say-
whether I want to use the dragon thingy from my armor, but
Sure.
it takes a whole action to use it just to get
Yeah,
it
it's
going.
pretty scary.
I'll just claw attack her again with the
Okay.
other claw.
It's a straightforward roll if you'd like to try and do it.
$19.
19. As you feel your claw pinch down on the other leg, trying to kind of really rein in control, you feel this clap of hands in front of you, and this magical force pushes your claw back once again. Yeah, it seems like you almost had her, but she used some form of magic to try and deflect you. You'll have to be more clever than that. She's feeling pretty confident. What would is there anything else you'd like to do, Aldaria?
I can't cast spells as crab, huh? Nope.
Mm-mm.
Nope, I'll just keep holding her.
Keep holding on, okay. Nova, feeling this scraping presence at your back and the hackling. You'll have to be more clever than that.
Well,
In front of you.
whatever is attacking behind me is pretty weak, so I ain't that afraid of it. But I'm gonna drop my maul, and I will exclaim, "How's this for clever?" I'm gonna give her burning hands and a 15-foot cone.
Burning hands and a 15-foot cone.
I need a dex save, please.
I will say, you are in the pitch black, and you do know this is an AoE effect. There's a chance it could hurt someone. Are you still going to want to try and do this?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a perception check as you.
Oh, don't.
I'll say give a perception check, or if you want to try and explain away using a different skill, I'd allow you to try and make a case. I'll say that much.
I'm gonna roll
That would
garbage
be-
either way, so perception.
Perception, all right.
Yeah, 9.
9. I will say, just for the closeness
I've not
of
rolled
it.
over a 10 yet.
Sorry, man.
New
Um,
dice.
Kyler, go ahead, or Erzan, excuse me, not Kyler. Go ahead and also, well, I'll say, give me a save. Give me a save for half. I'll be nice. Give me a save for half.
I mean, it's a 15-foot cone. And she sounds large.
I mean,
I feel like I should at least get her and a friend.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're hitting her.
Okay.
It's in a cone. It's just you're clipping Erzan here, just with the roll. So I'm gonna say, sorry, not save for half. What I was trying to say was, if you save, it's 0. If you fail, it's half damage because you're getting clipped, kind of.
Yeah. So
Sorry.
dex save.
Yeah, but you're definitely Nova. You know she's right there. It's just there's a big gout of cone coming out of you currently. So it is a dex save.
I rolled a 13.
Does that succeed against your save DC, Nova?
Wait, that meets it.
That meets, so that is a save. So Erzan, you do avoid any damage.
Cool.
For her save, dex is, it's a mod 20, brother. Sorry.
Okay, so she'll get half. I rolled 12, so half is 6.
12. Okay. You feel the kind of scorching. She feeling clever, puts this shield around her, and for a second the fire kind of bends around it, and you kind of push deeper and kind of break through that.
Okay.
That number. Okay. And you just, again, are kind of hearing this this just pain, now a little pained laughter coming from her. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
That's all I got, man.
Okay. That is going to bring it to her turn. What is she going to do?
Has she tried killing herself?
She could just kill herself.
She probably should.
Just put it out there.
Okay. So currently grappled, she's going to look towards the crab. The first thing you see when swiving a maiden, not breasts nor hair, but something you'd gaze in. She's you, Alderia, see her rear up both of her claws towards you. So for the first one, it's going to be a 17 to hit.
Oh, yes.
For the second one, it's going to be a 16 to hit.
Yes.
Okay, so the total damage coming through. Ooh.
You get knocked out of crab shape.
I'm salty.
27 points of slashing damage. You see these two hands with super enormous elongated claws, probably near a foot long. Rape. Oh man.
Oh, bro.
Rake.
Take about 10% off.
Rake. Yeah, jeez. I apologize. My phlegm got in the way there. Sorry, this is making me nervous because this is a really intense fight. Rake across your crustaceous form, and you feel kind of the crab essence, I believe, at this point, start withering away.
Oh yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone, and I'm hurt.
Back into Alderia form.
Not as hurt as me.
The the Night Mother, now unseeable in front of you. But that is her turn, which brings us to Erzan. I deeply apologize for that slip, by the way. Oh my god.
It's okay.
She likes
She's
crabs.
sitting in front of me.
Dry.
She likes
He
crabs.
likes the crabs.
She's still sitting in front of me, Jess.
Hasn't seemed to move. She currently, as Alderia knows, is no longer grappled as she kind of reverts back to her human form and spits up some of the viscera from that last attack.
Sure. I'm going to attempt to grapple her.
Okay, go ahead and roll a athletics or acrobatics check, and she will oppose you.
Athletics, faux show.
You got it.
Mod 20.
Mod 20 definitely succeeds. Yeah, you kind of grab onto.
So
her shoulders and you feel your hands kind of sink into this cloth. Really close now, you see just this wrinkly leather skin, like blue-black against the shadow.
Yep.
And you see these kind of piercing eyes just kind of flashing through the darkness, kind of orange with like white against the back. And these, you don't catch too much detail just because of the darkness, but you do see her up close and personal in flashes here.
Sure. So as I hold on to her, I'm going to yell for Nova to try to take the bag from her. I'll say, Nova, she has a bag on her hip. I'm holding her. Grab it. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Does that... oh, that does bring us to your turn. That brings us to the first shadow-like creature, Kyler. It's going to attempt to try and reave into you again. It's trying to get you. That's only an 8 to hit.
That does not hit.
Okay, yeah, you using your mimics, you kind of trick it into thinking somewhere in between and just go straight through all of you. Still seems to be approximately the same spot to you.
Okay.
And that does bring us to your turn as well.
Right. So I'm going to cast Shadow Blade.
Okay.
Draw it out, and it says when you use the sword to attack a target that's in dim light or darkness, you make the attack roll with advantage.
Okay. I will say, for the purposes of this, that makes it a straight roll, as you can't see, but you are attacking in darkness. So go ahead and roll the hit. That should be against
Let's
this.
see what we got.
Best of luck, brother.
18.
18 definitely hits.
Perfect.
Okay. And roll up them damage.
Let's see. That's 2d8. 8 damage.
8 damage.
Psychic.
Psychic damage. Perfect. Okay. Sorry, I just gotta double check. Okay. You kind of hear this kind of come out from next to you as the blow seems to land squarely.
Perfect.
Still unable to see this form. Even as close as you get to slash it, you see nothing. Just seems to blend in completely with this environment. Does that end your turn?
Bonus action. Yeah, that does.
Okay. Nova, again, you feel this presence behind you, trying to strike into your back now. Does that 14 hit?
Nope.
All right, you fade it this time. Luck seeming to weigh on your side again. This is 2 kind of claws scraping into your back. Persistent, but so far your armor is holding. That brings us through its turn to Alderia, now out of crab form.
Get him, Al.
Alright. I would.
I don't think so, Tim.
I'm gonna cast.
Sorry.
Moonbeam?
Moonbeam, okay. Right in front of you.
Right in front of me.
All right, what's the
Gonna
save?
be right back.
It's. Sorry. Spell save. DC, my DC. Sorry, 15.
What's the type of save she needs to make for the Moonbeam spell?
Constitution?
Constitution, you got it. That's going to be an 18.
Okay.
So for half damage, I believe.
Yes.
Also, a point of order, that spell technically creates light, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
What is the level of the spell you're using?
Second.
Second, okay. Yeah, sadly, as the light kind of comes down, it's not quite superseding this darkness. For moments in the darkness, you see the fog drift and give way to the light, but then kind of covers it up again. So it's there, you can see it's still there, but it's kind of in and out as far as seeing light goes. But we will. Oh, perfect. Here, we'll just
move it over 1.
just move it over 1. Yeah,
Boom.
there you are.
That's my moonbeam.
And your moonbeam is there, so she succeeds for
made the
half, I
save.
believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, do I take that damage too?
You are out of its radius.
Oh, but I'm grappling it.
You are grappling it. Go ahead and roll me a bullshit check. Roll me a d20 and tell me what you get.
4.
Go ahead and save. Same situation as Nova.
Is it con?
Con save. If you succeed, you take 0.
19.
19 succeeds, so you're good. You kind of will through it, feeling the holy magic pour through your vein. You're pretty familiar with this feeling, though.
So it's 10 damage, so she'll take 5.
Okay.
Is she a shape changer?
You do not.
Because if she
feel the
is, then the
magic.
saving throw would be at disadvantage,
Gotcha.
and she would be
Well, let me just double
reverted
check.
to the original form if she's a shape changer.
Okay. Interesting. So, if she's not in her original form, it's at disadvantage, or if
It
she's a
just
shape
says
changer at all.
A shape changer makes its saving throw with disadvantage.
She will roll at disadvantage just in case here. That's cocked, sorry. That's better. So the 18 does stand, but you do feel some kind of connection with that. The spell feels extra potent towards her, and she's currently being grappled by Erzan. You're guessing based on what's happened, she's probably in her original form, but she does seem to have some form of way to change shape.
As the moonbeam light comes down, do I notice anything new?
I'll say if you want to try and perceive on your turn, you're going to get more concrete details of stuff going on around you. You'd be taking your turn to kind of look around.
Yeah.
As it stands now, I can give you kind of like a cinematic, if you'd like, is kind of where this is at.
No, it's
So,
alright.
Is that your turn, Alderia?
Yes, I think she's engulfed. Sorry, I'm just reading it through again. I think she's also engulfed in ghostly flame.
She is. Sadly,
straight, yeah.
the dark magic
can't
seems to be
see it,
superseding. Yep.
But
She's definitely feeling it. She's definitely feeling it. But currently the dark magic is superseding as far as visuals go.
Right.
But that does bring it through your turn, Alderia.
I'm gonna also cast a first level healing word on myself.
You used a second level spell, so you can only cast a cantrip for the rest of the turn. With remember we made that
I thought
ruling
we
last
said
week.
that for if I was.
Did we end up using critical role rules where it was second level or lower?
If I was using my focus.
Yeah, if
right?
she was using
If you cast
her
a spell, you
focus.
can't cast another one.
Right.
Okay.
So if you use let's say you use your bonus action to cast a second level spell, you could then use your action to cast a cantrip, but not a higher level spell. And the same is true in reverse order. If you used your action to cast a second level spell, you could only cast a cantrip as a bonus action if you have a cantrip with which could be used as a bonus action.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's just a limitation they added in the ruling so that people can't just go
Pew, pew,
a
pew,
really
pew,
big
Fireball.
concentration. Yeah,
I could go
whatever it
fireball.
might
If
be.
I could do that, I could go fireball, quick and spell fireball.
Right.
That'd be disgusting.
Right. Exactly. And so it's just like a rules text kind of thing. I do apologize about the confusion. Would you like to change your action based on that ruling?
No.
Okay. Nova, that brings us to you. You heard Erzan kind of call out, "Her bag!" And this creature's still kind of clawing into your back.
So do
the
I-
Night Mother's attention seemingly drawn currently.
Based on that pink circle, I have a better idea of where she is now.
You definitely know that she's still in that space in front of you, and you see kind of flickering white flame between the fog as it kind of consumes and then reappears and then consumes again. You're guessing, just as a general idea for this, the fog magic seems to be just barely superseding this in terms of power.
Okay.
And that's why it's not visually showing where she's at.
I'm gonna bonus action, get my maul back off the ground, and then I'm just gonna tell Urza, man, I can't see shit. And I'm just gonna swing at her.
All right, go ahead and roll to hit with disadvantage.
Okay. No.
No,
Roll a 3.
sorry, brother. You guys.
I need an
feel
old
this
priest and a young priest over here to fix these dice. Good God.
Nova, as you feel the mace kind of swing around. Yeah, that's I believe your turn. Unless you'd like to do anything.
No.
Okay.
That's all I got. End of my turn, and I'll be right back.
Okay. With that, she's still kind of seeing Erzan pin against her. She's going to take an attack into you to start.
Okay.
As you're kind of pinning against her. Oh, 24?
Yeah, it hits.
Okay. It's going to be 13 points of damage.
I am unconscious.
Okay, you guys hear the kind of... as Erzan drops down near you. His form, you can't see it directly, but you do feel that kind of as it knocks to the ground. Sadly, you are pretty aware that he is unconscious. So we'll just put we'll put one of these guys next to you. Not dead, but unconscious currently.
Erzan?
That's one.
Erzan?
Alderia, just gonna turn to you. Oh, that's not good. 12 to hit?
Nope.
You feel the claw. You'll have to be more clever than that. That is gonna be her turn though. Erzan, I need a death saving throw.
3 fail.
That's her first fail. This is getting intense. Kyler, it's your turn. You hear just these odd riddles coming out of this creature's mouth, and you'll have to be more clever than that. And you feel this presence next to you just assaulting into you, and you're just looking around into darkness. What do you do?
Yikes. I don't know why you're talking about your eye. As I say that, I want to move forward because I can hear the commotion in front of me, right?
Definitely at this point.
And I know that that's kind of where Erzan was when he went down.
For sure.
Since he's not responding, I'm going to take the opportunity attack that this stupid shadow thing is going to get on me.
21 to hit, actually.
We're going to try and move it to another duplicate. I have to roll an 8 or higher this time.
Okay, go ahead and roll your d20.
That is actually an 8.
8. We'll say tie goes to the roller. You are rolling, so you successfully deflect this one once again.
The next time I
You
have to
feel
roll
another-
an 11 or better, and then the spell fades.
That's intense. But the creature kind of
Can I get up and
once again.
feel for Erzan on the ground?
Yeah, I'll say just as a point of order. With his body being unconscious, you can find it by kind of kicking your foot around.
Right. Yeah,
notably in front of you, there is a stone object too that's kind of sticking out of the ground. Yeah.
Okay.
So that you can't move into.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my hand down on him, and it says line of sight, but I'm assuming if I'm touching him, that's good enough. I'm gonna cast Healing Word.
Yeah, I'll say that's good enough as you lay your hand down on him.
Yeah,
Go
I'm gonna
ahead
cast
and roll.
Healing Word and say not today.
All right.
Get him back up. Minimum. I'm so sorry. It's 6 points.
6
Okay.
points.
6 ain't 0.
6 ain't 0.
6 ain't 0 with a failed death save.
No, sorry.
Truer words have not been spoken tonight. 6
There
is
you
not
go.
0.
6 is not 0, and then I'm gonna kind of stand over him with my shadow sword.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, Erzan, you're kind of coming to
I'm like on the ground, like, oh.
on your back at this point.
I'm in pain.
Blood dripping out of your mouth. You look down, and where your light cantrip was, you just feel this red kind of wetness at your stomach where the nails once sawed into your flesh and pulled out.
Yep.
Kylar, is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. That brings us to the second shadow-like creature behind you, Nova. Persistent as always. It's going to try and dig into you with the 22.
Okay, fine, that'll hit.
Took it some time.
Third time's the charm.
Third time's the charm. Okay. So.
Let's What's up, Shadow Demons? It's me, your boy.
It's your boy.
It's your boy.
Nova.
Ooh,
It's your boy,
that's
Nova.
going to be. Sorry. That's going to be 12 points of necrotic damage.
Jesus.
As it finding a small underarm part of your cuirass to kind of get in towards your lat. You feel this kind of draining. Go ahead and roll me a con save.
I just in the meantime, like I kind of go like this. Ah, you little shit. Con save.
Con save, please. Yeah.
Right. Fuck off. The saving throws I have. Saving throws, right?
Yep.
Oh my god.
No.
I rolled a 3 plus 1 from Bless, but
Oh, you
plus
don't even
five-
have bless
plus-
anymore.
I don't.
Yeah, he
No,
fell
so-
unconscious,
no,
so
I'm
it fails
falling
its
unconscious.
concentration.
So 3
Brother.
plus 5, 8.
You take as you are oh man. As you are dug into, you take 2 points of strength damage as well. Your strength is reduced by 2 points
Jesus.
for now, as this creature is tearing into you.
Ability damage is fun.
Yeah, that's a rough one. You imagine, just for the sense of not being, like completely ganked on, this is a kind of non-permanent effect. But your strength feels immensely drained right now, as compared to normal.
I'm gonna put my dice down my garbage disposal.
Yeah, yeah, I'm so sorry, man.
It's the dice are telling a tale. Nova's
They are.
shit in the dark.
That is that creature's turn, though. Alderia, you have an opportunity. What would you like to do?
Where? Sorry. I wasn't on that page. Do I have an attack of opportunity or is it my turn?
It's your turn.
Oh shit. Okay. Will it break my concentration if I do something that doesn't require concentration?
Nope. So long as the effect doesn't require concentration, it will not break your concentration on Moonbeam.
Okay. So then I'm going to starry form
Okay.
into the chalice starry form.
Okay.
Wrong button. I have so many things that I have to check off.
Yeah.
Okay. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to use a second level healing word.
Okay. I will say, just as a point of order, the only person I would say you can target would be Erzan in this current situation, as you can touch him, unless you'd like to try and navigate towards Nova.
That's who I'm going for.
Okay. Just because normally you'd need line of sight, I'll say I'm letting the. If you touch him in the darkness, that's good enough for seeing him.
Yeah, I was going for him anyway.
Perfect.
So that is second level is 2. 6 plus 5. 11.
11.
And then
11 points.
I will use these chalice 1d8 plus 2 on myself.
Okay.
So 7 to me.
17 or 7.
7 to me, yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do this turn, Nova? Or Alderia? Alderia? Sorry. My eyes are crossing.
No, and just maintain concentration. If I'm maintaining concentration on that moonbeam, does it automatically do damage each
Think so.
round?
What
Yes.
does Moonbeam say?
Yeah, as long as your concentration has not been broken, or you don't cast another spell that requires concentration, that spell keeps doing its thing.
Then she needs to make another Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Perfect.
I mean, unless the spell has it says somewhere in there that it does something else.
It's technically at the top of her turn, but it's fine. It works effectively the same in this way. That is a fail. So you can go ahead and roll your damage.
Nine
9 points of damage.
damage.
Okay.
And if it wasn't in its form, it's automatically reverted to its form.
Again, you're feeling that that magic kind of seep into her. You imagine whatever this creature is, again, is a shape changer, but she seems to be in her true form.
Disgusting.
Is that your turn, Aldaria?
That is.
Nova.
Would you say, for the purposes of casting a spell, that I can see her since she's all glowy?
I would say currently not in this case. If you wanted to try and perhaps get a hand on her, grapple her, I would allow a spell like that, but similar to the healing word, technically not seeing, but if you touch them, I'll let you supersede that.
No, I'm gonna do something else then.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Witch Bolt instead.
Okay.
Oh, I rolled a hit. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, well, watch me miss.
If you would like to try something else, you're welcome to do so.
I'm
It's
gonna
one of the
miss either
dodging
way,
buttons.
so we're just
All
gonna do
right.
Witch Bolt.
All right.
Let's go these. Disadvantage, right?
Disadvantage still, yep.
Um,
Come on, Nova.
+5. Okay. I rolled a natural 20, and
Tell me another
5.
Nat. Oh.
So 10 total to hit.
Oh man. Okay. Sadly, you feel the magic kind of lightning off as it kind of emanates in an orb and then lightning out quickly. Almost like a
When I'm
scorpion
rolling at
strike.
disadvantage, the other dice is always good.
Yeah.
But the other one is always less than 10.
Yep.
So,
Sorry,
let's...
You guys are probably getting the idea that you've put a decent beating into this creature now, but she still seems to be in her element, not backing down.
Just in case, I'm going to use my bonus action to do Second Wind and regain
Okay.
1d10 plus 4.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it up.
Max, so I regain 14.
Nice. Very good. All right, Nova, is that your turn?
Yes, that's my turn.
You guys kind of feel the presence of the Night Mother shift. Persistent little one, aren't you? And she's gonna start trying to reach down into and reeve Urzan once. That's gonna be an 18 to hit.
I'm going to use my reaction to shield.
Shield, okay. You feel the shield energy
As it
emanate from
lands
around
on the
you,
ground, like,
and this claws scraping down over you. She kind of snarls. She's gonna reach up and try and stab down into you. Oh no! Natural 20. It's gonna hit.
can't not hit.
Yeah.
Man, take away my shield value.
Sorry, brother.
Ooh.
Okay, that could be worse. Still pretty rough though. 22 points of piercing damage.
Well, I'm unconscious again.
You guys just hear the as the second set of claws. The first one's scraping against this magical shield. Urzan, you let out this as the life is starting to seep from your body once again. You guys are
Just gonna make me
Yeah.
keep saving you, huh?
I guess.
the Night Mother kind of you'll never learn. But that is your turn. Urzan, give me another death saving throw.
At least you started over.
That's a 6, a fail.
Ugh,
First
you're
fail.
killing me.
That brings us to this creature's turn. Kylar, behind you, you feel that presence again starting to drift towards you. 12 to hit.
That does not hit.
Okay. Again, your form's kind of dipping and ducking and dodging around. So far has been mostly baffling this creature. You're feeling pretty confident against it. And that does bring us to your turn.
For now.
For now.
From where I am, can I touch both Nova and Urzan?
Let's say yeah, technically.
Because I can't see them.
Right.
So
on
I'm
the,
going
on the
to
stone thing.
I'm going to put my hands out, touch both of them, and cast Healing Word at second level.
Okay.
Oh,
With
boy.
a twin spell, I believe.
No, second level lets me choose up to. Oh yeah,
It
yeah.
adds
would be
dice,
the
not
twin spell,
extra
yep.
targets.
Yeah, yeah. I would have to twin spell it then. Yeah, we'll do that. I'll burn
Do
the
that?
points.
Perfect.
That's fine.
And yeah, just as a point of order, you do feel that object kind of in your way. It seems to kind of so as far as from relative to the circle, you feel this kind of like stone circle in front of you that your foot kind of brushes against, and then it kind of lifts up to like a platform, and then from there it seems to be air.
Okay.
You're guessing something maybe atop it. Hard to say.
Okay.
Hmm.
Nova, you get 9. Urzon, you get 10.
Okay. From the brink once again.
From the brink once again.
Apply.
And
I'm
then
alive.
I
But at
felt
what
that
cost?
the claws come at me from behind, right?
Yes, you did.
Can I attack that with my Shadow Blade?
You use your bonus action to heal, so yes, you may.
Dope. Let's do
So
that.
remember, it's a straight roll in the darkness here. You can't see, but you do have advantage with the Shadow Blade, so that
Right.
Net neutrals.
When you cast that spell on me, Nova just kind of turns back. He's like, "I'm fine. You worry about those other two."
You're dying too. Don't worry about it. 16 to
listen.
hit.
16 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll some
Ooh.
damage.
Good.
Nice.
Please be high. Oh, it's fairly high. 13 points of psychic damage.
13. You hear this. You kind of feel wind rush past your face as familiar now. It seems like it's rearing up to strike, and and the familiar force of the creature rearing up to strike, finishing that blow, seems not to happen this time. You think you've sundered it completely.
Cool. That's my turn.
Yeah. From Kylar, that brings us to the creature behind Nova. Similarly, just in almost like a zombie, ghastly kind of way, digging into your back still. 16 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay.
Well, it meets my armor class.
Meets, yeah. Meets is a hit.
Okay.
General rule of thumb is tie goes to the roller. That is going to only be 5 points of necrotic damage. And I do need a Constitution saving throw from you.
Nat 20 for 25.
25 totally succeeds. You feel that same strength draining force. Ugh. These kind of like claws pulling energy from you. You just kind of flex it off. Ugh. That grunting fury doesn't seem to take effect on you. That is that creature's turn, bringing us to Alderia. You still feel the presence of this creature in front of you. That's a con save at disadvantage at the top of your turn because you are still concentrating. 18 at disadvantage. So it should be half.
Yep. 16, so 8.
8 total?
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks for the carry, Alderia.
Oh, anytime. Don't worry about me.
All right, and then so that was my just concentrating this. I'm gonna use a second level healing word on Urzan.
Okay. You go ahead and do so. Go ahead and roll. Again, just using that sense of touch to kind of put off the healing this time.
11 again.
Woo!
And
Thank
then
you.
I will also use the chalice one on him, so 1d8
Okay.
6.
Thank
Okay.
you. I should get one-shotted this time.
And then let's see. There's not a concentration.
Keep in mind
Okay,
you did cast the healing word.
Right. So can I use a cantrip?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I'm just
Oh.
double checking that it's not a concentration one. I don't think it is.
For sure.
There's not,
If
like, a
there's
little
no C, it's not.
Oh, okay. And I'm gonna make vaccine. Okay. I'm gonna use poison spray on her, so she needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
That is going to be a 14.
That will not save.
Okay, that's a failure.
So 1d12.
Excuse me.
6 poisons.
6 poison damage. Putting the hurt on. That number there. Okay.
Don't worry, guys. I got this.
You kind of feel the magic
Glad
take
somebody
effect.
does.
For real.
You're next.
Oh no.
Nova, it's your turn.
I'm gonna swing with my maul.
All right.
That's all I got left.
Come on, Nova.
11 to hit.
11's a miss, sadly. This creature is
Weird.
kind of
God.
just air balls left and right, sadly.
That's my turn.
That's your turn.
All I got.
That brings us to the Night Mother's turn. She turns towards Alderia unseeably. You see kind of fog drifting in and out, and flashes of light in it where you see these nasty leather blue tan looked hands, just these enormous claws, and the flash of this nasty similar colored face with these orange like lizard like eyes as it tears into you. That's going to be 2 attacks. 15 to hit.
Nope.
And a 21 to hit.
Yeah.
21 hits. Oh god, she's been rolling nasty damage.
I don't know what that's like.
I'm sorry, homie.
Oh, I'm just being
16
Never rolled damage once. in his whole life.
16 points of damage to you, Alderia, as you just feel the first claw go past your head, and another one juts out from the darkness and strikes you right above the kind of clavicle collarbone area.
Give out a very girly scream.
And with that, the Night Mother. You'll have to do better than this.
It didn't happen to be
Magic
cold.
missile on the dark.
Okay.
It didn't happen to be cold damage, did it?
It did not. It was piercing.
Dang it!
Dang
In this
it.
case.
Just checking.
It was worth checking.
That's her turn,
Absolutely.
though. Urzan, I believe you're not down anymore, so you do get a turn.
Cool. I'll use half my movement to stand up.
You do so.
I'm going to put my hand up on that pedestal and pull myself up.
Okay.
As
Yeah,
I
you do. You
so,
feel.
do
You
I
feel.
see
So.
anything?
So just as a point of order, you feel this kind of like platform, and as you kind of move and navigate towards it, you towards the base, towards the middle of what feels like a flat. Picture like a miniature base almost, and then as you feel towards the middle, you feel like what's a pillar, and you kind of pull yourself up on it. Would you like to roll a perception check to see if you can stick around on this pillar?
Yeah, I've been downed several times, so I'm kind of just like reeling.
Sure.
So,
You're kind of pulling up.
We'll say that I'm pulling myself up this like to help myself stand,
Sure.
and as I do so, I'll look at it.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Sure. 19 plus 1, 20.
20. You kind of you feel along this pillar, and it seems, first of all, it seems very ornate. You feel kind of ridges going up, and kind of it curves in and then back out. And then atop, you feel kind of, as you feel around, you feel this kind of like sconce-like thing. Hard to explain. Just like kind of like almost like a bowl with like ornate engraving on the outside that you can't make out. You feel on each corner these kind of like hooks kind of ridged up over this like bowl sconce-like thing. And then as you feel towards the middle with your 20, you notice there's 4 claws in similar positions, and they seem to be holding something kind of soft and squishy, actually. It's kind of
Grab it.
like a large sphere. And you do grab it. Yep.
Oh god, that's what she
Okay.
was talking about.
Okay.
Is it an eye?
Is that your? That was your action. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I guess I can't whip out my dagger and try to stab it.
Yeah, unless you have like an
So-
action surge or something.
No. I'll just burn my sorcery points to give myself a first level spell slot.
Sure. Very
Get some
fair.
utility down while I'm
Got
doing
you.
my thing.
Why not?
Is that your turn, or Zan?
That is, yes.
Kylar.
I guess I'll yell out, "There's something on the pedestal!"
You currently have it in your hand, unless you'd like to change that.
No, I'll just keep holding on to it. That's fine.
Okay.
Whatever.
So I know that the same shadow demon thing has been attacking Nova as well.
Yeah, seems to be. You're not exactly sure where its position is, but it seems to be off from your position, from our angle to the left somewhere.
Okay, so kind of to my leftish. So I'm gonna try and give that boy a smack too.
Okay. I'll say, go ahead and roll me a general perception check to see if you can get a guess as to what range you need to get in to
14.
hit this creature. 14. We'll go ahead and see if it beats you. With a natural one, it's not going to. You wager that it's probably one. You'd have to move one square to your left to get in
So,
range. You're kind of
I'd
hearing
have
it.
to get
You
right next to
heard
Nova.
you heard Nova kind of yell out, and you felt him kind of shift towards you.
Okay.
Using that knowledge and kind of the sound emanating from the creature, you gather that it was kind of at an angle, trying to like get around.
Okay.
So yeah, right about there, and you imagine directly to your left is now where that creature is. So you can roll a
Gotcha.
straight roll to hit with your shadow
With
blade.
its natural one, would you give me advantage because of Shadow Blade?
Roll me a bullshit check. 1d20.
Ooh, bullshit.
I like it, the bullshit. 18.
18 is a successful bullshit check, my friend. Go ahead and roll this one with advantage.
Advantage on the beast. Hopefully it matters.
Sure, hopefully.
Let's see. That one is with my dexterity. That is a 14. Great.
14. Oh, I actually have to look at this one. So far, you guys have either been like 3 or like
Or a million.
40. Yeah, that does hit.
Oh, good. Yeah, that was the other
Ooh.
one was a 6.
Nice.
So
There you go. Good.
that worked out
It's
well.
about time
Worked out
someone
very well.
helps.
11
Wow.
points of psychic damage.
11
Sorry that
points.
I'm doing nothing.
All right, you feel the creature. It still seems to be there, but it's kind of making a very loud ruckus at this point.
Good.
Is that your turn, Kyler?
Movement. Action. Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, that brings us to its turn, and it kind of turns on you. It's going to try and hit you
Yep.
with a 17 to hit.
It does. Let's try and burn that last duplicate. I
I
gotta
believe
roll
this one
11
is
or
an 11.
better.
Best of luck, my friend.
That is a 9.
Sadly, this one strikes true. It sees the mimicry aside you, and then kind of, you can't see this, but it seems to look back towards you and reave into you. I need a Constitution saving throw.
Proficient at least. That's a 14.
14 does succeed. You feel this similar kind of strength draining as you feel a hand kind of on your collar. This creature kind of reaves across like your shoulder and neck, dealing 9 points of necrotic damage as it's trying to
That's not
drain
as
your
I thought.
force.
Still a lot.
But that is its turn, which brings us to Alderia. The con save at disadvantage. Oh, actually, point of order. She did hit you last turn. Do you mind making me a concentration check real quick?
Yep.
Just got to beat a 10 with a con save.
12.
12 does succeed. Okay, so the concentration still being up, she'll make her con save at disadvantage. Wow. 21 at disadvantage. She rolled like a
Rip.
freaking G. Oh my god.
She's a
It
good roller.
was 19 and nat 20 for that one.
10, so she'll take 5.
5, okay.
Uh,
So you kind of strike into her with your magic, and you have the rest of your turn.
I'm going to use my action to drink a potion of healing.
Okay. Just as a point of order, the way I tend to rule, and sorry, some of this stuff gets lost in the what's relevant section. If you're healing yourself with a potion or drinking it, it's a bonus action. If you're healing someone else with it, it's an action. So you can go ahead and use a bonus action for this if you prefer.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna drink that.
Just makes them a little more effective in combat. You know,
Yeah.
it's not such a waste to use it sometimes. You know, and it's much less. It still makes it an action to heal a partner, but if you're just using it to top off, it's a little easier. You know, so.
And then.
It's just how we've always run it. Myself. Myself. This creature's pretty tough, but you guys are literally indestructible, so don't really see what's wrong with it.
I have 27 HP right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow, that's 10 more than I have. And 1 more
Thanks
than
for
my
the healing.
max.
I don't want to pass out and lose concentration, so I'm gonna cast Healing Word on myself at
Okay.
a first level.
Alrighty,
1d4 plus
so go ahead and roll her up.
max and 9.
And you chaliced.
I'm getting there. I wanted to see where that put me.
Do somebody else.
Yeah.
You probably have to be able to see him.
Is anyone within touchy distance?
I'll say for a point of order, just as you're healing wording yourself, unless you're trying to do the chalice on someone else with the healing word, if that makes sense, you'd have to target it at yourself as well.
The chalice lets you go wherever.
Yeah, just
Do you have to-
says-
do you have to
it
see your
says
target?
You or a creature within 30 feet regains.
Not that you can see within 30 feet?
No, just.
Okay. If it's within 30 feet, then you can do it for sure.
Alrighty, then.
That's so busted. Oh my god.
I'm gonna heal Kylar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kyler,
that's close.
you regain. Go ahead and roll her up.
Oh my God, I use all the dice. It's really confusing.
yeah, it gets to be a lot. Druid is a tough class. Homebrew is tough too because I can't just like fire off the rules off the top of my head.
Right.
Yeah.
So I do apologize about the slowness of that.
7.
7 points back to Kyler.
Beautiful. Oh, thank you. Just a little scratched up now.
Is that your turn, Alderia?
What a healing round that was. Yeah.
That was a
that's
very
it.
healthy round. Nova, it is up to you.
Big swing.
Do
At
it, brother.
Big Mama.
Get it, Nova.
Push me.
Come on, you're due.
Swang
Push
into
me.
tomorrow.
You're
Push
due.
me. So I rolled another natural 20
Okay.
and 17 plus 5.
Yeah.
Ah, the
So
boy-
actually,
Get
for
'em.
this too,
Fucking A.
just as a point of order for this, the Night Mother, you can't quite see this, but you see these flashes again in the mist. You hear this. You have to try harder than that. A flash of blue magic comes up right near your face as you see this barrier trying to reform, and your maul smacks into it, and you hear this glass like shattering as it breaks through and smacks into her form. Go ahead and roll me damage.
Try harder. How about this?
It's hard enough for you. Yikes.
It's hard enough for you.
Yeah, that's why I was yikesing.
That was worse than what I said earlier.
Yeah.
Jesus. We gotta edit this shit out, bro.
I missed it.
What'd
Oh,
you say?
man. What did he say?
It's hard enough for you.
Rip.
So
I
that
said that to you.
is
Please don't defund us, YouTube. Not
Can I
that
get
we're
F in the
defunded.
chat, please? F in
7
the
plus
chat.
3, so that is 10
Okay.
bludgeoning.
10
And I'm
bludgeoning.
assuming she's not a medium creature.
She is technically large.
Hold on, I'm just reading that maul again.
Yeah, I think it might be one. I think large would be affected by it. Let me just double check my own item that I made.
No. Additionally, a medium or smaller creature struck with this maul makes a strength saving throw.
Okay, yep. Perfect. Yeah, this creature technically being large, you smack into it, you feel the weight kind of press down into it, but doesn't quite unlock any of its extra ability in that
She
case.
a beefy lady.
Is that your turn, Nova?
Yeah, all my fancy shit's gone, so all I can do is just big old swangs. Catch me swang.
completely ignoring, despite this magic crushing in the magic being sundered and this mace maul crushing into her. She keeps turning towards Aldaria. Not that you guys can see.
I don't know what's going on.
You're next.
You angered her.
It's
angered
fair.
her.
I mean,
Yeah.
I heard it.
First attack is a natural 1.
Nice.
Oof.
Hits.
Then a 16.
It does not hit.
16 does not hit. You feel the claws. As she starts laughing, Aldaria, in front of you now. Actually, no, that'll have to wait. But she starts laughing kind of in front of you. That does end her turn. Erzan, it is now your turn.
Alright, so I've got this orb in my hand.
Yeah, it seems like kind of squishy and like moist almost. You're having to hold on to it very carefully with the commotion around you.
Sure. I'm gonna, just on a hunch, I'm gonna pull out my dagger, stab it in there.
Alrighty, alright. Just a moment while I prepare everything here.
You know, Jesse, this is my
What's up?
time away from work.
Rip.
Ooh!
Oh,
Well, man.
gross.
You see as you grab this eyeball.
That looks so gross.
That does look
I
really
actually, I could like, I kinda could see it through the fog, and I'm like,
I
Mhm.
saw a little bit, you know, like, but it was foggy. So I mean,
You
well done.
see, as Erzan, you stand over, you feel this squishy item in your hand, and you plunge your dagger into it. You hear first, as just this emanating
Nice
shriek from the Night Mother comes out. I need everybody to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
non-natural 20.
Okay,
15.
15.
16.
24.
That's a
Two.
I
success.
said 2.
I thought you said 2.
That is a success from everyone. But that was a total of 8, reduced to 4 points of psychic damage as this emanating scream shrieks into your ears. You're gathering this is similar to the effect Reishma was trying to use on you guys last time, but slightly different. And again, so now looking down, Erzan, you see this similar white eyeball with like a lizard-like sliver of an eye with orange in the iris. Obviously now just sundered, gushing out viscera, whatever eyeball viscera might look like.
It's clear.
And you see the Night Mother. Yeah, thank you, Erinn. I suppose you would know this.
It's clear and gelatinous.
It's clear gelatinous.
Thanks, I hate it.
oozing
Oh.
all
if
over
she's
your
older,
hands.
there may be some clumps of protein that.
Nope.
are-
No.
Yeah, Erzan, as you're looking, you just see this like egg white like viscera dripping off your hand in clumps, with like chunks of just this like
That's okay. I didn't want dinner
weird
tonight.
orange
Gross.
chunkiness, and you see the Night Mother grabbing at her eyes now. This large feminine creature, large kind of like devilish spikes going backwards and pointing then forwards. Her eyes completely closed with her hands over them. You know, like, have you ever seen one of those gals with the super long fake nails, like trying to rub her eyes?
Yeah.
Kind of like that, but just these nasty, elongated, gangrenous nails, like over her eyes. You just see this blue leather skin, long black braided and dreaded hair along this kind of tattered old red dress with like golden hue trim around it, just completely weathered with age, and just this piercing shriek. Kylar, in addition, you see this foggy kind of almost unplaceable entity that looks just like the fog before, just almost like a cloud floating in front of you, but now visible.
Oh,
With
lovely.
that was
That's a lot of bonus
Erzan's
action.
turn. So what would you like to do?
Um,
Lots of descriptor going on there. Apologize.
yeah. I'm just gonna use my bonus action to toss this eyeball and dagger combo down on the ground
Sure,
and pick up my greatsword that I dropped while I went unconscious twice.
for sure. And you do so, wielded, ready to go. Kylar.
So Shadowblade has the light and finesse properties.
Mhm.
I'm gonna whip that sword at her head.
All right, go ahead and roll the
Bruh.
hit. This is a straight roll now that you can see. No
Yep.
longer in dim or dark, but you can see, so it's still a straight roll.
Thank God for that. That is an 18 to hit.
18 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Come on, come on. There you go, D&D Beyond. You can do it.
It's hard.
9 points of psychic damage.
9 points. Man, you guys have hit her a lot this fight. Death by 1,000 cuts.
Right.
Don't you lump me in with that?
death by blunt.
No, just
And then,
I've hit her once.
Right,
Well,
that's
twice
why- that's why-
technically.
Death by a blunt.
one blunt, please.
And then after I throw it at her and it hits her, I look over at Nova, I hold my hand out, and the sword just reforms in my hand.
All
That'd be
right.
cool if I was
Was
looking
that
at
a
you.
flex?
I mean, it was
That's
a
what
little
we
bit
call
of,
in the
like,
business a flex.
Flexing.
You do that to try and look cool, and I'm just like staring at her holding the maul, like I'm not even looking at you.
I did it for me.
Okay.
No, it's me.
Wow. You guys are dicks.
Nova-
Kyler, is
Nova-
that your turn?
Nova is
Yeah,
senpai.
my turn.
The creature, shadow creature next to you, Kyler. Seemingly completely unaware of the circumstance change. It's going to try and come after you with a 7 to hit.
No, sir.
All right, yeah, just kind of aptly able to watch where the form of the cloud kind of reaches out and tries to grab you. It's almost lackadaisical as you're noticing it. It's kind of just like reaching out. But you dodge around it, Alderia. You now see this creature just clutching her eyes, shrieking at the top of her lungs. It's hideous.
Moonbeam concentration.
Yes, she is at disadvantage. That's wow. Still a 19.
Get fucked. Sorry.
17.
No, you're fine. I'm just like 17 points. That's really good.
Half of 17 now.
2, 8. So
Yeah.
1. Almost said numbers I wasn't supposed to.
You
No, by all means, go ahead.
I said 1.
Jess, you said with the music.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
That's funny. She seems to take the brunt of the force. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I would like to use poison spray.
Okay.
She needs to make a Constitution saving.
Con save. 13?
Does not save.
Wow.
She will. Oh, no, that's not right. Wow, a whole 3 damages from poison.
3 points. Is that your turn, Alderia?
Does anyone look? Now that I can see them, does anyone look like they're about to die?
Everyone is
Like,
covered
do
in
they
blood.
look
It's hard to
horrible?
it's hard to say if their wounds are closed or
I
not,
have
but
eye goo
everyone,
on my hand.
everyone is covered in blood. So I will say
Alright.
for the purposes of this, it's hard to discern. Everyone looks rough-ish,
All right.
but it's
well,
hard to discern specifically who is more rough
Alderia-
than others.
I always look good.
there's nothing more to say. I'm done.
All right, Nova, it's your turn. You see the Night Mother just shrieking and grabbing
Now
her
that I
eyes.
can see her, I plant my feet, like just get a good sturdy stance, and I'm coming at her with that maul again.
Go ahead and roll the
Bam.
hit. Blah.
As 17 plus 5 again, so 22.
22 hits. This time you see she tries to access. She kind of like moves her hands away. She tries to access this energy to try and do the same thing, but you just not even pulling the magic out. You just swing through both of her arms and kind of crush her clavicle.
Double check the bonus. 14 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Enough! You hear her yell as you smack into her. She's still up. looking destroyed. Though you guys, as she moves her hands away from her eyes, you just see empty sockets dripping blood now.
Ew.
Is that your turn, Nova?
That's all I got, mate.
Okay. She kind of looks towards, kind of at an angle towards everyone, but Alderia, really. At this point, mostly just blinded and struggling. And she, you guys see in one hand her elongated claw.
Oh, my cold drop.
You see flame sticking up. You still there?
He lost sound.
Okay.
My call dropped.
I'll give him a second.
iPhone. What happened?
Are you back?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys see the Night Mother moving her hands. She starts accessing this magic power, raising both of her hands, the claws extending unnaturally long above her fingers. And in between all of these, you see these green flames spark. Left hand first. Right hand first. And as she grunts and just growls, you see the flame green expanding and expanding in either hand, looking at all of you. She seems to be spending her action to charge up a spell this turn. About to probably unleash her full salvo against you guys. But that will be her turn. Urzan.
Going to wield my greatsword and say, "Die, you foul monster!" And I'll
All right.
attack at her.
Go ahead and roll a hit.
If
You,
I hit, I'm
you witchy
smite.
bitch.
15 plus 5, 20.
20 hits.
I'd be smiting.
You be smiting.
So greatsword damages
Dabblages. Thank you.
Thank you.
is 6, 11, 14.
14 greatsword.
14 greatsword damages.
Okay.
And 10 radiance.
Okay, you see this kind of hack into her. She's going to roll a concentration check. With a 19, she succeeds.
Rip.
But you see the flame flicker. One of her orange eyes, kind of, well, now gone eyes. You can tell her looking at you, though, just this dripping, empty socket.
That's awful, Jesse. That is absolutely
Looking at you
awful.
wheezing, just coughing up blood and ichor, just like this nasty visage. But that's your turn. Kylar.
Gods below, just die, you foul thing. I'm gonna throw the sword at her again.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Fucking end this.
You guys she's looking pretty rough.
19 to hit.
19 hits.
Come on, D&D Beyond, just work with me here.
Come on.
Wow. 16 points of psychic damage.
16, okay.
Is it 3d6?
Let me just do some math.
2d8.
2d8,
2d8.
max
Oh,
damage.
shit.
2d8. I rolled an 8 and a 6, and it's plus my dex, which is 2. Peace strong.
She's gonna roll the concentration check.
Oh my god.
Oh.
She rolls an
You
18.
bitch.
You see just this stomach wound from this like invisible almost blade sticking in to her. From the blade comes up this little energy, like a little bubble actually, and right next to her face, almost sarcastically, you just hear as it pops. The blade disappears, and just from her stomach comes out more of this ichor. You see the green flame flicker as she's just dying in front of you,
Ugh.
pretty much.
God,
But she's
I
still
summon it back
technically
to my
up.
hand and just wait.
That brings us to the shadow creature's turn. It's going to try and attack you, Kyler.
Motherfucker.
Oh, that's a 22 to hit.
I
Nice.
absolutely.
Oh, no. This is so intense.
I'm going to roll and see if I can't switch it.
For sure.
I've got one
damage
left.
is rolled. See if you can't roll that 11.
17.
17, you succeed.
Woo.
You see a pretty hefty hit this time go into your illusion's stomach. You see the illusion, act like it's being just sundered, and just this kind of coming out of the creature. It's seems pretty happy with its success against your fake use.
Save my ass.
Alderia, what would you like to do?
To maintain
Finish her.
concentration on
Okay.
my spell.
Disadvantage. That's 20.
Alright.
Wow, she's been
God, she rolled like
She's a roll god.
She has been rolling amazing with that disadvantage.
roll queen.
Still a high roller.
16 will have to 8.
Half to 8. That is. How would you like to do this? That's exactly the right amount.
Oh, yay! Thank God.
I just want the moonlight to just hit her and just like, cause she's on fire. So I want
Sure.
the flames to just overtake her and just burn her to a little crisp
You
of
guys see.
moonlight.
Right.
You guys see the Night Mother flexing this green flame magic that you're familiar with from the outside burning of the tree. She fuses the green flame orbs into one and starts spreading it out almost in this circle, like a halo above her head, and then further beyond, like she's about to whip it all at you guys. And
What do you mean, you people?
I almost said you people. I don't know. I'm just rude as hell today.
People.
You people. I had to get too into character. It's character acting, okay?
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just an ass. You see this green flame spreading out around her. And as it sunders, you just see this holy flame creep from the tips of her toes up her robes, across her body. From her empty eye sockets, you just see this arcane starlight, and from her mouth, the same thing. Start tearing at her own dress as the arcane fire sunders her and just turns into ash floating up into the sky, and the green flame flickers low and completely sunders.
During all that, I take a 5-foot step back.
Yeah, you do.
Fuck that.
She's just like from the inside out. You see her just struggle and burn alive in this
Does the
arcane
shadow
starlight.
demon die when she does?
The shadow demon does die when she
Oh,
goes.
good.
Does it
I would
sure?
definitely take a swing at it otherwise.
No, it's definitely gone.
I'll let the blade drop.
From outside now, just as a point of order. Well, let's start with one thing here. I'm gonna get the music back to where we need to be because you guys are out of combat. Good job.
Ooh.
First official boss. Noun.
Woo!
Well done,
Good
players.
job,
Well
everybody.
done.
Ozan, you
was
look a little rough.
That was.
Actually, I have 2/3 of my HP.
Yeah, you guys did pretty well despite all the odds being against you. I did what I could without making too much BS.
Druids.
I have never rolled so many wasted natural 20s.
Yeah, sorry, brother.
Oh my god.
Advantage
That
is
was
a
really
right
rough.
bitch.
It was just so balanced. Like it'd be so high on one end and so low on the other.
Moonbeam MVP. I did like
Yeah,
Moonbeam
that's
MVP, absolutely.
Moonbeam for president, 2020.
2020.
So we should have our old music back up. Let me go ahead and collapse this.
Cool. Can we take a break? I have to pee.
Yes.
Yee.
Just before you guys get going, real quick, for our break, you do hear the crackling of the green fire outside. Starts to actually take hold in the tree. You're guessing there will be a limited amount of time you have to be in here before it is sundered,
Okay.
Ooh.
as the creature is dead now. But with that, thank you all if you've been able to stick with us through that really long slog. Congratulations, you guys, for beating your first official boss. I'm very proud of you all. You handled that very well. Sorry for all the disadvantage there, Nova.
Oh,
Well, it's fine. No,
Um,
again, the dice tell their own tale.
Yeah, very true. very
Nova's
true.
shit in the dark. And he will be, when we level up after this, getting like a dark vision spell for sure.
Yeah, fair.
If he can. I guess I don't know what his spell pool looks like.
I don't know exactly what everything is.
To be fair, though, that wouldn't have helped in there.
Yeah, it was magical darkness.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
dark
Normal
vision.
dark
can
vision.
see
I
shit.
had to
Unless you
use
have
blind
superior
vision.
dark vision.
I had to pick an animal with blind vision to be able to see.
Yeah, we can talk meta-wise after the
Yeah.
game tonight.
Yeah.
There's some stuff I can tell you guys about it and stuff like that. But for
Yeah,
now,
let's,
we'll take a
go to a
break and
break.
say that was a slog. Say 8:40.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Everybody need a couple extra minutes so that we can recover from our first boss fight.
Sure. Bad idea.
Cool. All right, we'll
Bird.
see you guys.
Oh, good game.
8:40 CST.
All right, Jess, we're back.
All right, welcome back, everybody. The party just sundered the Night Mother in a pretty epic confrontation, somehow against these proverbial gods. The Night Hag tried and successfully put down Erzan a few times, but due to extremely timely puzzle figuring out, healing magic, and whittling away death by 1,000 cuts, the creature eventually went down. You guys, again, just to recap a little bit, you saw her from the inside out get just erupted in starfire. And you hear now on the outside that once burning green flame seems to actually be consuming the tree. You're feeling it get hot in here all of a sudden now that the Night Mother's presence is gone. We won't worry about starting that clock yet. But what I will say is, in the general channel, there are a couple items dropped that you guys acquired from her personage, as well as a loot table for the boss. So if I could have everybody roll me a die 100, and I just give me a moment before you drop numbers, because I do have to get the table up.
How hard are you?
And we'll start
How hard
with
are you?
Alderia.
96.
Wow.
Nice.
I thought mine was good. Dang.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
And for the rest of the game, I will probably have horrible rolls for the karma of that.
Right.
96 OP-ness, though.
Well, in with that logic, I should be rolling crits.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wow. Okay.
That's the cool.
It's pretty dope.
I rolled an 84.
What the hell, man? Here was me thinking mine was good.
At first, accidentally rolled 2d10, and then I realized that I didn't know which one was which, so I had to re-roll.
Oh, sure. Gets you.
Whatever the highest is.
That-
As long as you're looking that up, I rolled the exact same number.
Okay.
84.
Are you kidding me?
Exact same number.
You were over here
the
like, I'm
lowest
gonna be
roll.
the highest.
I will say, for the purposes of this, each of you give me an initiative check.
For who gets to find something first?
For who gets to find this thing first, yeah?
21.
Non-natural 20.
Oh!
Alright.
Nova, go ahead and give me a bullshit check. Above 10 is 10 and above is good. Below 10 is
Wait,
bad.
what? I rolled a 21.
Yes,
He rolled
This
a
is-
non-natural 20.
correct. You
I
won.
assume this doesn't
You
have
got the
anything to do
thing.
with this.
This has
Okay,
nothing to do with that. Just
got it.
trust me.
Sorry.
I got this handled.
I roll a d20, right?
Roll a d20 and just tell me what the number is.
12.
12. Okay, that is a good outcome. So you get that. Yeah, sorry. You just gotta trust me when I'm calling
Yeah.
for rolls. I mean it, you know.
You're right.
You right?
And then
No.
for you, Kylar,
Thought it was hot shit with an 82.
82.
Get wrecked,
Shit.
son.
That's probably in the same grouping
Low
as ours.
freaking roll.
He
Wow.
was like, I'm gonna have the highest roll of everyone.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna get the best loot.
Man, I'm not shit with this roll.
Okay, loot rolled. Give me just a minute. It's going to take a minute to get all this. So if you guys want to do anything strictly in character right now, this would be a good time for it, as I'm going to be looking some stuff up. I'm going to mute my mic so you don't hear me clacking.
Well, that fucking sucked.
Yeah,
That
that's
really did fucking suck.
that's a bit of a
I'm gonna
understatement
walk
there.
over and pull my dagger out of the eyeball that I stabbed,
I go over and pick up the bag.
and the heartstone.
I don't touch the heartstone. I'm just gonna pick up the bag.
Oh, okay,
I'll keep
the
this.
Hearthstone.
you're gonna take the heartstone.
Maybe there's a way to use it for good.
I hope so.
We need some way to combat darkness like that. That was an absolute shit show.
That was definitely terrifying. Speaking of that, Kyla, I feel like you'd be the most inclined to know what this thing is, and I pick up the eye.
It's an
Probably have
eyeball,
to-
isn't it?
Probably have to wait for Jesse to come back.
Well, I
It's,
mean,
like,
he's
large.
a-
It's like large though,
No.
I thought,
Well, I mean, I can
and
sit
it has
down and
like a.
take a look
yeah.
at what's left of it, I suppose.
It had like a lizard slit in it.
phrasing?
I kind of think it's a dragon eye. I said lizard slit.
Ooh,
Lizard wasn't the part I was
because-
saying
because
phrasing.
She did.
The slit part?
Lizard slit.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm gonna shut myself out. I'm sorry.
No,
You guys, what the hell is wrong with you?
I'm-
I did nothing
This is
wrong.
family friendly. Family friendly Strem
it sure
Why
was.
don't we have- why don't we have
It
more
sure
girls?
was.
was.
It sure was.
That ended when I Freudian slipped the hell out of that combat. So
Yeah, for real.
like
Jesse
it
still
went out
worse
the window.
defender.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
But the thing
yeah.
is I
No
get so
one just got
nervous that you
distracted by
guys. I get so nervous for you guys, and oh, that's not it. What?
Hey man, if he dies, he dies.
Right. I
Yeah.
would hate. I hate it, and I love you
I know.
guys.
I know.
So I
as
just
a
I get
DM, I hate
stressed,
killing players.
and it just is one of those things. So I I cracked under the pressure.
I mean, Earthstone went down twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got over killing players a while ago.
What was the
Oh,
last bad
no.
Freudian slip that Jesse had?
There was a bad one last week too.
There was like a really.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Nova.
Okay,
I feel
fine.
like
I'll
you're
make
not
a
gonna-
I'll make a super cut of them.
I feel like a couple
Yeah,
of them.
honestly, you should
like,
start
they've
saving them
mostly
because
been-
I deserve it.
I feel like a lot of them have been when you're telling me stuff. Maybe Jesse, do I
Oh.
make you nervous? Am I intimidating?
No, I just don't want you guys to be mad or sad. So then I crack under this pressure of like, ugh.
Hey man, that's how the
And
game's
then I
played.
just say shit that
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to, and it's
I will on my I might get salty about my rolls whilst it's happening, but I know it's a game.
Sure, yeah.
I-
No, it's that's fine. I just
And then
I
especially I will, if I'm getting bad rolls, I will push for stuff like when I did the cone of fire and I'm like, well,
Right.
what about this though?
Right.
'Cause, like I'm doing nothing, so I'm just like trying to get something to happen.
Some
Right,
value out of
right.
it, right?
for
That's
sure.
all-
I mean,
And
that's
that's-
I
and
lost.
I was telling Tad this too. I don't know. I can't remember if you guys heard it or not, but I super encourage out of character or out of combat roles stuff where you're trying to,
Yeah.
Mhm.
get something to happen through some cleverness. And then this should be the last one. I think everyone should have a personal DM of the item you have.
I mean, I
gotten.
lost the most my first serious character, and out of that came my favorite character. So
That's how it be sometimes.
Oh yeah.
wow.
All right, so yeah, you guys got those items.
Where are they?
Should be in personal DMs.
Okay.
On
In Discord.
In Discord, yeah.
Neat.
Pretty
Oh,
good stuff.
I don't see anything
It's
from
not
you.
bad.
Did anyone get 2 things?
No.
Nope.
Just as a point of order, no one got Call's feather token, did they?
Nope.
Okay.
You sent me
or
a
feather
Roll20
token.
link.
Yes, that is that is what you should click on.
Oh, I see. I just
Is
thought it
that,
was a link
so I
for
put
Roll20.
my social
No.
security number in when it asked me for, and I still don't have an item.
Don't forget, you guys. Forgot to mention. Now that we're back in the comments, don't forget to drop your credit card number and the CVI number on the
The
back.
expiration date, yeah, and the CID number on the back. That's
Send us
Also,
send
your
us a
mother's
scan
maiden name.
of your signature, please. Any social securities you want to send us, anything would be a great help. Thank you guys so much for your continued support.
Yeah.
JK.
Also,
Okay.
your mother's maiden name and your
and
elementary
your
school.
childhood pet
Yeah.
and your favorite teacher's name.
Your father's middle name.
So you guys, just to bring it back now, as you guys have kind of gotten a moment to scan over your magic items, You guys hear this crackling fire around. It's starting to consume the tree from the outside in, you imagine. Inside, you see a comfortable den, almost stone floored, with the familiar white wood as the walls. Desks and cages with dead bodies in them. You find, but you're thinking your time is running short. I'm going to go ahead and put 2 minutes on the clock. At the end of that time, you guys are time out. Time up.
The map
And
is
of course,
gone,
I
but
can't
that
do 2
room on the
minutes.
top right with the
Yep.
desk in it, that's where I would go first.
Okay.
I'll go into the room on the bottom right.
And I, after Urzan gives me that eye, I pocket it and I'll say, "We'll check that when we're out of here."
Good thinking.
Okay. So just to pull the map back up for you guys. So, Kylar, you're going to the top right.
Yeah, with the desk and the
Okay,
looks like there
and
were
then
scrolls and things on it.
Top left for Urzan. You see Urzan, just because this is a little more brief, you see a hay bed with a dead body in there. Seems to have blood splattered across the floor. Is there anything you'd like to do with that?
There's nothing else in there.
As far as you can tell, upon initial glance, it is a locked cage currently.
On the bottom right?
Bottom right?
Yeah, sorry, I wanted to go in the
Sorry.
room with the sword on the table.
I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a refresher, since that was a misunderstanding. I'll start the clock back, but starting now, it's going to be 2 minutes, all right?
Can you put the map back
Can
up
you
so we
put the
can look
map
at it?
up? Yeah.
Yeah, we can't
Yeah.
see anything.
Yeah, that might be easier.
Sounds good.
Let me know when. I'll switch
All right.
scenes.
Here we go.
Go ahead.
So yeah, bottom right room.
So you go to the bottom right, you see just kind of torture implements through this door. You see a small locked cage on the ground, looked to harness someone, as well as a small chest, you imagine. Some kind of trophies in there. Is there anything you'd like to do with this room when you see this?
Can I investigate the chest?
As you go up to it, it seems to be locked as you kind of wiggle at it. Excuse me.
How big is it?
You could probably carry it, but quite large.
Okay, I'll try to pick it up.
As you pick it up, it feels actually lighter than you'd expect. Probably you don't hear jingling inside, so probably not like a chest full of gold or anything. But
Okay.
I'll
grab that and then start walking out since this tree is on fire.
sounds good. Kylar, as you explore the top right, you guys have just over a minute left. What would you like to do?
I just want to look at the room. I mean, I see there's a ton of like scrolls and things. I'll shout,
Yeah.
"Aldaria, there's no chemical station."
Okay.
I'm gonna run over there.
All right, you, Kyler, notice just tons of papers and books laid out on this table. If you want to try and scramble through it, you could maybe grab a few.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, without regard to anything, I'm just gonna shove as many of them as I can into my backpack.
Okay, you grab.
We'll look at it later.
Go ahead and roll me a d10, and then we'll get to the number meaning in a few minutes here.
9.
Aldaria, you see this alchemy table. One single dripping potion, probably about a quarter of the way full. Got 30 seconds left. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna also just grab what looks useful and that potion.
Okay, about a
and-
half a potion left. Most of the rest seems to be either in use, such that it couldn't be really taken right now, or broken. But you do have half of that potion.
Okay. No empty bottles or anything?
No empty bottles. And just for the sake of this, as you haven't had a chance to act, Nova, I'll give you a quick pause, but with brevity.
What
you
did,
have a short amount of time?
What did Urzan take from the bottom room?
You saw him carry out a chest. Didn't seem to be jingling or anything, so probably not coin, but
And what are the two things on the top?
So towards the top, you see just kind of like a. It seems to be mostly torture instruments, places where people would probably be tied up and like whipped against, or those kinds of things. One of them seems to be a desk with like kind of torture equipment underneath, and the other one is kind of like a metal grate on the floor that you see like handcuffs attached to.
I don't want any of that, so I'm gonna leave with nothing.
Okay. And with that, the time runs out. You guys see, as you're kind of dashing out, the flame, now red, no longer green, consuming the tree from. You see it on the inside, and you take that as your cue to get out. This old dry wood burning incredibly fast. You dash out as this tree just sunders from the top down. falls into this ashen pile, and you see most of the insides over the course of the next minute or so are just caught aflame. You are on the outside with your acquired gizmos. With your 9, Kyler, you got a decent hefty amount of papers. I'll say for the sake of brevity that you learn the following information upon scanning through it. So you gather, first and foremost, the Night Mother was intending to form a coven with Agatha and Reshma. This seeing eye being the last element upon its full completion, due to a ritual with all of them present. Their coven and the pact of their coven would be complete. The main reason this did not happen more recently was due to Reshma. She seemed to be pursuing some personal goals that the Night Mother was not exactly aware of the contents of, but because of this, she was unable to attend to the Night Mother's beck and call. And it's kind of turned into this interplay you're gathering, where the Night Mother would say, "I'm the boss," and then Reshma would say, "Well, I'm almost there. I'm almost ready." And just putting it off. You gather that the Night Mother really hated Agatha. She was nagging, and the Night Mother saw her as this just unimportant flea that just was kind of nipping at her heels. Let's see, anything else? The final thing you gather is that the Night Mother was intending to find some way through the labyrinth. She has heard of the oracle that resides within, and because of that, she thought if she could corrupt this oracle, she could use the leverage to essentially, the very short version of it is she wanted to make a soul trading bazaar, essentially, where demon folk and fae folk could come and trade souls with her, kind of behind the scenes pulling strings. Her own little kind of capitalist evil invention of yanking and pulling souls to the outer planes.
You capitalist pig.
Capitalist pig.
No political statements here. That's just her goal. So, none for me. You guys can say whatever you want.
Jeff Bezos.
Night Mother, you capitalist pig.
So that's what you get from that. Erzan, you see, you have that chest as well. It just seems to kind of, it's not empty, but it's not like making any metallic distinctive ringing when you shake it.
Yeah, sure.
Like a Christmas present. So
after we clear the tree by a good clip so that we don't get any debris or anything, I'll find a safe spot to put it down and motion at it and look at Kyla.
Oh,
practicing
is
with
it
the
locked?
lockpicks. It is, yes.
Certainly, I'll give it a try.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a lockpick check.
16.
16. You click into this chest. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw.
15.
That's not too bad.
Same thing.
15 is a success. So that is 13 reduced to 6 points of fire explosion damage as you kind of pop open this chest. You're like, oh, I succeeded. It erupts. There seems to be inside just paper scatters and is just destroyed in this blast. Sadly, it seemed to be rigged to blow.
I cough and a little smoke comes out and I turn around with singed eyebrows. Happy?
You're guessing there's probably more pertinent information in there that the Night Mother, assuming her demise, did not want to let out.
Well, got her wish.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
apparently.
Thank you, Kyla. I'm sorry that happened. I'll put my hand on him and use healing hands to give him 4 HP back.
Sure.
Oh, thanks.
Is everything completely destroyed in there?
I'll say for the purposes of brevity, it's not like literally every scrap is destroyed, but you can't make out any. It would take days
Anything
of trying to piece
useful.
this stuff back together to
So-
get anything definitive or useful. It was tons of paper and just utter, like, just like this huge explosion. most of it caught up in flame. You imagine the things that were burst into pieces and not caught on fire would be very hard to figure out how they match back together.
More than a single break or tear.
You could say that, yeah. If you'd like to collect them and turn it into a long-term project, that's definitely something you could try. It's gonna be pretty difficult.
I was just gonna use mending if there were like two that were like
not like a cut in half thing. It's more of like a pinky nail sized chunks that you'd have to like, kind of pin to a board and like one by one try and
like a crazy person.
like a crazy person kind of. Yeah. Trying to do that. Is it Chris Hardwick going like this with his like, all the papers behind him? That thing.
It's Charlie Day.
Charlie Day.
Charlie
okay,
Day?
They look pretty similar though.
They do.
But anyways,
Happy Sylvia.
they seem pretty destroyed, but perhaps you could make an attempt at it. The tree now completely sundered, just a pile of mostly ash, a couple cobble here and there, stones just marking the floor.
And so what time is it?
At this point, it is late evening, just after sunset, I'd say.
So, y'all want to make camp, or are you somehow feeling better than I am for some reason?
I think we deserve a good long
I'd
rest.
say we need a rest.
I think we should take a nap.
We should go camp back in the shadow of the labyrinth with our camels.
Yes.
Good thinking.
Okay.
I'd rather
You
not be
guys-
here in the open.
You guys taking a sigh of deep relief, having the first real daunting, just like what is going to happen, so many questions, so much uncertainty, such unrelenting power faced against you. You teamed up, sundered it, and proudly, if not a little tiredly, make your way back to your camels. They seem to be waiting there completely
All
content.
around.
Yeah, you guys battered and bruised, but not the worst. Urzan, in particular, your thoughts keep going back to just the darkness that was kind of around when your consciousness drifted away. Something that hasn't happened to you before.
Mm-hmm.
It's weighing heavily on your mind that there was a moment where you nearly met your maker. But with that, you guys reach your camels. They seem happy to see you. Alderia, you hear the familiar not no words this time, but
I'm gonna tell them all about it. I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals and tell them all about everything that happened.
That's pretty scary. I
I'll
don't
give them
like
extra
fire. You hear all kinds of different. Did she have hay? I don't like fire. I'm thirsty. All kinds of different, just kind of very interesting creatures these ones are. Simple, but true.
I'll take the first watch this evening. I want to take a look at that eye a little more.
Okay. The eye at this point is all but mush, as it has been stabbed, but it is lookable.
Right, yeah. Earthon just kind of thrust it at me, so I figured I'd take a look.
Oh, do you mean the Heartstone?
No, the
actual
eye from
okay.
the
Perfect.
It's
Just
the
the
seeing
big,
eye,
right?
apparently.
The eye, yeah, it was kind of like probably half an ostrich egg, like maybe somewhere between a baseball and a softball.
Yuck.
Not quite a softball, but definitely bigger than a baseball.
So it wasn't one of her actual eyes.
No, you would gather that this was somehow either plucked from a creature with a much larger eye or magically generated somehow.
Right.
Notably, when you did catch a brief glimpse of her eyes in the darkness, it seemed similar in coloration, and it had that slit. After the eye was gone, though, you saw that her eyes seemed to be gone as well. So, hard to say exactly what was going on.
Yeah, so I would take some of my watch and attune to the bag.
Okay, the
The
hag's
night
bag?
hag's bag, yep.
Okay,
Um
and you gather those properties. It seems to
Hag bag.
be holding some kind of evil soul, harvested directly by the Night Mother.
Meta.
Yeah.
Can I get that in plain text later so I can copy and paste it in?
Yes, I will.
I mean, we can do that
I'll-
after.
I'll Facebook
I didn't
it
want
to
to
your-
forget.
Let me just let me do that now before I forget. It's
Okay.
gonna be tough.
Since we're doing items, Jess, which one of the feather tokens did I get?
You can roll.
Oh, I roll?
Go for it.
Okay. Sounds good.
I will give that one to you. I did the cloak because it was at the end of the session and just so inconvenient with how many rolls it was going to be.
Yeah.
So let me just go ahead and send this to you, Zach, on Facebook.
Awesome.
There you are.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Okay. And then you're trying to examine the eye on your watch?
Yeah. I would attune to the bag for the first hour or so, and then I would spend a little time looking at the eye and trying to glean any more that I can about it, using some of the notes that I got from the desk as a reference.
Sure,
It
yeah.
seemed like they were connected.
Yeah, definitely. So you gather, upon inspection, go ahead and roll me either an investigation check or an arcana check, I'd say, depending on what you're more focusing on.
Arcana. I'm proficient in that, so I would definitely be more looking towards the magical aspect of
Sounds
things
good.
and why. Also with my vast knowledge of hags, apparently.
Yeah, with that
That's a-
swath of knowledge.
22.
22. So definitively you're gathering from the... I don't think you ever got a chance to see the Night Mother's eye in particular, but from the descriptions after asking a bit from your party members during the time that you did get a chance to, you gather that this eye was not harvested from a creature, somehow modeled off of her. It was created magically and grown, is what you're guessing. You are definitively certain that before its sundering, it was the source of the magic. You don't know for sure, but you're also guessing that it is very possible it is the reason she was able to see through said darkness. On top of the production of the darkness, just as it would be the most sensical thing that you can think of.
Okay.
Outside of just her inability to, like, unless she had true sight of some kind, which is
Right.
a bit beyond your grasp. Hard to say with a creature of her nature and of your still growing experience. So that's, I'd say, what you get with a 22. You're pretty
Okay.
certain this is the object of the ritual described that needed to happen between Reshma and Agatha and the Night Mother to form their coven officially.
Got it.
But it was apparently not quite utilized yet.
That'll work.
Okay.
And then I'll cast Mage Armor on myself as I go and wake up whoever's
Mhm.
next in line.
For sure.
I can go next.
Erzan, is there anything you'd like to do on your watch?
I'm just gonna meditate mostly. That
Okay.
was a rough day. I need to contemplate on it.
Okay. Are you going to do anything in particular?
No, just pray and think about the battle, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No need for a perception check. The night is calm and clear. The sundering of the tree kind of making what was once a marred skyline now clear and beautiful, bringing you a little sigh of relief, despite the closeness to your fate that you found, for lack of better words. I will say, as you drift off to sleep, you close your eyes and kind of laying back, without feeling like you've fallen asleep, you open them and you look to see an orange creamsicle crimson sky, unfamiliar to what you noticed before. Looking to your left and right from your back, you see swords and spears and bodies stabbed into the ground. Familiar now to you landscape. Looking up above you, you see a large, gray-skinned kind of humanoid, familiar now as well. Gentle, radiant light pouring out of its mouth and face. Curly, kind of Grecian statue-style hair. Gently looks at you. Places a hand on your shoulder with a smile on its face. Just nods. Well done, Erzan. Well done. Slaps you on the chest, kind of like a dad almost like patting a kid on the head, stands up. You see again just this familiar visage, towel only, just muscular, walking away from you across the carnage as you kind of drift back to sleep. Who did you wake up for the next watch?
Nova.
Nova.
Right.
Is there anything you'd like to do on your watch?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just sort of poring over my my book, looking for there's got to be something. I've never been that useless in battle before, so
Trying to figure out the
find
secrets.
something. I mean, I've learned so much from it.
For sure.
Gotta be something else in here.
As you pour over the pages, go ahead and roll me. I know you don't like these, but go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Ooh. Well,
Place.
no, it's all right. Definitely worse at other things.
Mm-hmm.
Perception. 2.
2. You see the same kind of reflecting, like, holographic card-like thing, and it is so frustrating to you because you feel like there is something there, and every time you turn it, you see what you saw before, kind of like a spell incantation, and then as you turn it, you see this flash of what looks to be new material on the same page, but you turn it too unslightly, and it reveals the another inscription that was briefly on the page before, familiar to you. There is something in between, and you just can't get it right. You know it's there. You know that there's power just beyond the grasp of your fingertips, and it is frustrating the ever-living shit out of you.
Right. And then other than that, I took that strength damage. I don't know how long is that with me?
At the end of your long rest, you regain those points.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Just as a point of order, I would never, ever, unless we're very high level, incorporate permanent damage like that. It would have to be something super brutal and super well advertised before I would do something like that. Just metagaming pigeon to my dearest players. Aldaria, is there anything you would like to do as you're woken by Nova for the final watch, probably before entering the labyrinth?
You're up there, Buckwheat.
I'm gonna mourn the poor tree that just burned.
You gather a sense, just in general, whatever this was, as much as you love trees, this thing did not feel natural. It felt grody. Just the tree, you mourn it out of respect, but the feeling in your heart is more of like a whatever the hell that thing was not something that should stay.
Yeah.
So the burning is bittersweet in that sense. More of a pity for the fact that this tree's life was not even fair to itself, maybe.
And then I'm going to just look at the stars.
Okay.
Think about
Similar
stars.
sight. Just the ram glowing gently, wishing and willing for anything to change about it. It stays and taunts you, sadly, until daytime comes around. With the daylight, the heat starts rapidly rising. Luckily, you guys are pretty much entirely cast in shadow as the sun starts rising, with a wise choice before. As the day starts, you see the reflection kind of against the mural before. That was the word I was looking for in combat, or when we were starting maybe, and I just could not think of it for the life of me. Mural! There's a giant mural on this huge labyrinth. And you see just kind of the reflecting shadows and the dips and grooves of it, depicting this epic-sized battle against this epically large stone slab wall and earthen brown. What would you all like to do today?
As we're getting ready, just kind of call out Oza, and I took a look at that eye.
Did you find anything interesting?
Well, it seems that they were intending to forge their coven pact over it. That's how they were using some of their magic, and that seems to be how the Night Mother was able to cast that darkness and see through it. And not much more than we already figured out just by being there, but
Right.
it seems to kind of been the focus of the coven. It seems like that they were using that as like a powerful artifact. They never got to complete it, thankfully.
That's good. Should we destroy it?
Do you know what
You
kind of
think?
animal it was?
I couldn't tell a manticore from a cactus, to be honest with you. If you want to take a look at it, I still have it. I didn't throw it away. I would be curious to know what it came from.
Can I do like a nature check on it?
Or just,
Yeah.
I give her the
Recognize
mush.
Just as a point of order, Kyler, you're pretty confident from your check that it seems to be formed somehow
That's
by
not,
her.
Not
You're
entirely
guessing.
natural.
You're guessing that it wasn't harvested,
Okay.
or if it was bastardized in such a way that it took the look of her eye, such that
Okay.
you wouldn't really be able to determine what it came from originally. So it was either formed magically somehow, or harvested and then bastardized
And then
so
changed
badly.
so completely we can't
Right.
really tell what it's
Right.
from.
As far as you can tell, it's her eye, but really big.
Really big, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I would
So it's
relay
hard
that
to
then.
say. Yeah.
Alright.
Maybe some kind of very lucky and clever rolls on your guys' part. I could reveal more, but that's what you get from your Arcana check. So up to you if you want to investigate that further. But
If
that is
you'd
what
like
you've
to,
gathered
Alderia,
so far.
that's kind of what I figured. You might be able to find out more. I know you're very keen with those types of things.
I'll try.
I would recommend whatever we do that after we're done with it, we burn it.
What would that be then, Jesse?
I'll
You wanted to
say
get more?
generally I'd ask for a nature check if you'd like to try something else. I'll go ahead. You can explain away and then make a
I
roll.
was thinking nature.
Okay, go ahead and try and make a nature check. Kind of looking over the size of the eyeball when it's now sundered, mushy form.
19.
So here's the thing. Looks wise, it is well and truly her eyeball. Based on the size, assuming it was directly harvested from something, you're guessing this could scale anywhere in the size of maybe like a giant eyeball, something like that. Large lizard like maybe, with that slitted eye, although it's hard to say if she shut up, Luke. Hard to say if she
I didn't say
she did
nothing.
that. I didn't say
know,
no,
but we
but I
all know
said
you were
Luke.
thinking about
Nova
it.
likes the lizard slits.
Jods, can we stop with that, please?
God.
He said it, not
he
me.
is a dragonborn. It makes sense. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's literally just nature, bro. The birds and the dragons. But yeah, from that kind of
dragons
like
and the harpies.
thin slice of pupil, you gather that maybe it's some kind of lizard, assuming that she only changed the color of the iris. Let's see, is there anything else you could really gather? It's hard to say. It's kind of arbitrarily large. Like on a really big creature, it could be a super small eye. On a really small creature, it could be an enormous eye.
Right.
You can't generate the exact domain, but you'd guess it's in the realm of the size of like a giant's eyeball. If you had to guess.
I look over her shoulder just because I'm a towering individual.
Yes, yes, you are.
You look over my head.
I look over the top of her head,
Right.
kind of lean down, and I'm like, no, that to me looks like some sort of eyeball.
You are keen, my friend.
Thank you. I've been told that
Just as sharp as your glaive, Nova.
once or twice.
You mean sharp as his mole, Kyla?
I mean,
Point of order, the maul is actually pretty fucking sharp. It just it's a large metal pole with like sheets of metal kind of sticking up in ridges out of
blades
it.
coming out.
Like blades coming
Yeah.
out. That the only reason it's bludgeoning is because when you hit with like 4 blades and just smush something. And you guys look at it, and it's like looking at it to you and trying to wield it, you're thinking like that would be like holding a piece of rebar with concrete just running along it with a huge thing at the end. It is
pulling out a
enormous.
street sign and trying to use that.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
literally like the super mutants from fucking Fallout.
Yes, it's like that level of like, "Ugh," Like you couldn't even fathom. I would
Yeah,
think
no, that
maybe
makes me look tired to look at
Erzan
it.
could think about looking at it, but the rest of you guys think,
You mean
how
my
the hell does
negative
he roll
1
that?
strength?
Yeah, -1 strength. Hello.
-1 squad.
Yo.
I think Erzan is close, but probably not quite there. But I don't remember the exact stats. But that's irrelevant. It is Nova's for now, at the very least.
No, it makes me tired looking at it. I don't want to think about it.
Shit, where were we?
That's an eyeball.
Looking at
Finishing
that.
That's an
our-
eyeball.
our
Yes.
little investigation.
Thank you.
So no,
you guys
it
collect that it is an
appears to
eyeball.
me to be some sort of eyeball.
That is
Thank you.
scientific as fuck.
Thank
Very
you.
keen.
Well, shall we burn it, Kylo?
I think that's best. Now, there, if you do the honors.
Throw it down.
Very traditionally against the smoldering sand, you see the waves of heat as the flesh against the sand starts to kind of produce a little extra heat. Alderia, you huck your produce flame at it, and it sizzles down into a small pile of black ash, and you kind of kick a little dirt over it, a little sand, and it's gone forever.
Nice.
Deuce's eyeball.
Eyeball.
Bye, have a wonderful time. Oh,
Go,
hi, ball.
David.
Did we, Metagaming Pigeon Cuckoo, did we
Mhm.
perchance level up overnight?
Yes, but you guys will be doing that at end of session.
Gotcha.
I think it shouldn't come into play here.
All right.
I'll say that much. Luckily, it worked out in such a way where we'll probably end the session before your level will be important.
Third
good.
level spell slots.
But for the sake of this, what would you like to do for today?
I suppose there's only one path left to us, and that's to head into the labyrinth here.
I think that we should consult whatever oracle is on the inside.
Or at least attempt to find it.
Well, it's half the reason we came here.
We already
All
finished the other half, that's right.
I gotta think of how to word this.
Huh? Oh. She going augury.
Now, like, I for surely could lead us directly to the center of this, but I mean, like, that'd be a little easy for someone of my caliber of intelligentitude. Inteltitude.
Indeed.
Would any of you like to, maybe take on the challenge, and I could maybe back you up a bit?
Oh, I'd hate to steal the glory, Nova.
Oh, it's quite all right. I've been known to get to the center of a laboratory or two in my time.
Indeed.
I can't even do that. With
Laboratory.
Uh-huh.
That's what we're doing, isn't it?
Sure it is. I just look at Erzan and just kind of give him the look like, uh-huh.
hmm
I mean, is that not what we came out here to do?
Absolutely it is.
All right, all right.
Can I augur?
Just out
Okay.
of curiosity, Nova, how do you
Okay.
spell rock?
ROCK.
Okay, thank you.
What, you think I can't read?
I was really
Oh,
hoping
no.
for like an RAWK.
I was thinking ROQUE.
Oh, that's
but
the
whatever.
music. But Alderia, what would you like to do?
I would like to augur how we will fare approaching the oracle. If we'll, if by approaching them we'll be seen as we'll be attacked by them.
Oh, so you're wondering, like, what is the, maybe more along the lines of, like, what is their disposition towards you? Is that kind of what you're getting at?
Yeah, like, are we gonna walk in and they'll be like, "Ah, you're here,"
Okay.
or they're gonna be like, "Die."
Ah, you're here.
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah,
we'll say your augury check
Whoa.
is asking for a disposition in general towards your party from the oracle.
Yeah.
I will say, for the purposes of this, go ahead and roll me a spell check using your spellcasting ability modifier plus proficiency. So, like, as if you were rolling a spell attack.
What's my proficiency? Is it?
Should be plus
Just
2.
roll a spell attack.
Essentially, roll a spell
Well, you
attack.
said
Yeah.
plus a proficiency. I don't know what
Yeah,
proficiency.
Yeah,
so
that's your
wisdom
spell
plus
attack
your
includes that.
proficiency.
Yeah.
Well, I've rolled an 18.
Oh my
Plus
god.
7.
Yeah, it's gonna be beefy.
What did you roll total?
So
25?
the proficiency is included in the 7 then?
Yes,
And 25.
25 total. That ties what you needed to get, and the tie does go to the roller. So you set
Wow.
up your ritual. God, you guys. You set up your ritual. First, you see the masculine traits. The wolf meat in its jaw, like a deer leg, turns away and walks off towards a group of wolves. Second, you see a fox, cunning, yawning with its palms stretched out and little toe beans kind of flexing.
Oh, Toby.
Looks at you kind of slyly, almost with like a smirk of like, just like a little shit kind of look on its face, and then it kind of turns away and disappears. Second, you see the fish, this time laying on the ground. You see a kind of disembodied hand come down and slice it. Seems to be being served to a family for some kind of meal. But the fish, never once struggling, disappears from frame. Finally, you see a depiction of a very interesting... Normally when the giraffe shows its face, it seems long and elegant, prideful and walking away. In this case, yes, the giraffe.
It's the giraffe.
That's dope.
The
That's
jet.
so
Very
cool.
cool.
That's so cool. But you see the giraffe this time, almost jokingly, it has like the base of its collar, it has like a fluff of like a courtroom ball, kind of scruffy, scrunchy neck thing on, as well as a monocle. It seems to be looking out, looking around, gets a relaxed look on its face, puts its hooves over itself, and eventually lays down, curling its neck around itself, and seems to fall asleep. As it does this, you finally see it fade, revealing the one star of the ram. Just wishing that there was a second star. You say, what is the disposition of the oracle, or something to that effect? And you hear, wheel.
Ooh.
Well done, Alderia. Good roll.
Cool.
I suppose that does make sense. If it's an oracle, there's a good chance it would have known about Reshma or the Night Mother's plan to corrupt it.
Yeah. Maybe we're in their favor.
Could be something to think
Perhaps.
about, anyways.
Perhaps.
Well,
Cow name.
I'm a little less weary now, so
Nova, why don't you lead us to the center of this laboratory?
No, you listen here. I told you. I mean,
laboratory?
yeah.
Why here, Alderia?
Right.
Go
So
to this
that Nova-
laboratory.
Can lead us to the center of this laboratory.
I believe it's pronounced laboratory.
Oh, fuck.
Listen
Oh,
here.
yes,
I don't
yes.
know. Why would we be going into somewhere where they conduct spells? What? And I'm not entirely
I need to
certain-
roll a deception check not to laugh.
I'm not entirely certain I am going to be taken to your guys' tone here.
We're good.
No,
I'm here to help.
did you know
you?
that some people think the Earth is round?
You're telling me you don't think
complete
it's shaped like a
bollocks.
donut?
It's square, of course.
What's an earth?
Oh god.
Why would it have a shape?
No, but let's go feed the camels before we leave.
That's a good
That's
idea.
a great idea.
Give them some water.
They're
You
made
guys,
out of
you
water,
guys take
you
care of the
fool.
camels.
I go over to the side of the labyrinth and just a couple times.
Listen, I've been
Eventually,
working,
it starts sounding wet, Kyler.
I've been working,
right, right,
working
right.
hard, and I just man, I'm gonna feed the camels.
you and Alderia take care of the camels, and seemingly they seem to be very happy. And Alderia's scratching the backs of their heads, and
I'll show them a good spot to give them scratches.
and they seem to take kindly to it.
Of course
Nova,
they
your
are.
talon's a little rough at first for them, but they seem to lean into it.
Camel never took no tone from me before.
But yeah, you guys feed the camels, and they seem well prepared for. They could probably survive for a bit out here now that they've been well fed and whatnot. What would you like to do now?
Well, I suppose once preparations are made, we head in.
Mhm.
I'm not leading.
I know you said you wanted the glory to go to somebody else, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it would be good if
and,
you.
and
would
then you guys
assist.
copped a tone with me, so let's see you go.
Well, the
Nova,
first...
will you please lead the way? It'd make me feel so much better.
No.
Please.
No.
Pretty please. I know Jasmine would really... She'd find it really impressive.
She's not here. She wouldn't know.
I'll tell her.
We'll all tell her.
No, I'm going last.
Nova, how about you lead the way, and I'll buy the first round when we get back.
No.
To town. I'll buy the first 3
No.
rounds. I'll pay for a whole night of drinking for you.
I sit down.
All right, a week's worth of binging. Whole week.
No.
All right.
Is this inflation?
I don't
Nova,
know.
I'll buy you
Nova's
one
got all the
day's
gold we
worth
can
of
want.
beer.
1 day's worth.
No, you guys were all confident. Oh, we don't need Nova to get through the
No,
thing.
but I never said that.
I know tones. I know. I know.
Nova, I read the stars for you.
She did.
Just lead the way. I'll follow.
I'm trying to see what I can offer.
Nova, roll me a performance check.
I'm not performing.
There's no performance.
How do I have a +3 in that? It's charisma based. That's why.
Sure,
That's
sure.
amazing.
19.
19. Yeah,
Wow.
you guys.
God
This
damn.
is a stalwart. I'm not gonna tell Luke what to do, how to play, but as far as you can tell, he is miffed.
I'm not going first.
Not going first.
Right, maybe
Fine.
do you want to go first?
I can go first, yeah.
Maybe if Nova decides later on, he can give you a hand. Since
would
you
be
know he's
wonderful.
much better at this than you are.
It's debatable, but
I give him a big like stage wink out of Nova's sight.
Sure.
Right.
Nova, very easy to not be in sight now, looking sideways, angrily at you, barely catching a
Guys,
glimpse of you in the corner of his
You
eyes.
need to apologize to Nova.
I did nothing wrong.
Nova,
Yeah, for
I'm
what?
sorry that everyone was picking on you.
I
Thanks.
asked him to
Sorry.
use his expertise to help the party, and now he's not.
I'm sorry we hurt your feelings.
It's
Nova,
all
we've been
right.
on the road for months. You know me.
I'll still come with you.
And I'll buy you another ice cream. Or, sorry, cotton candy.
Ice
when we
cream.
get back. It was cotton candy!
It was cotton candy.
I'll buy you another cotton candy when we get back to
I mean, I'm still
Show that
coming.
I'm
I'm still coming.
to show,
with you. Not letting you
to
guys
show
go
that
in
I'm
there alone.
sorry, though.
Okay.
How about I lead for today, and then maybe tomorrow you can lead.
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
So dramatic.
I fucking. I'm a 6'8" dragonborn.
Having a temper tantrum.
Pouting.
The world?
man.
You sat
Okay.
down like a child in the grocery store.
And I'm still as tall as you. Okay.
Yeah. That's the
It's true.
intimidating part.
Also true.
So let's go.
Never in your
Shut
life have you seen something so large make such a large poof of sand while it pouts.
Well, Luzon, lead on.
Shall we? Did we see any sort of an entrance on our ride up?
You did see this kind of large, probably shoulder, just above shoulder width length. No, it was probably like 6 to 8 feet across. Just like a rising cut almost in the wall that was turned into this frame. Could just fit 2 people abreast walking into it, probably. And a familiar text scrolling along the side on either side that says, "The Trials of a Camus Mora."
Well, there's only one way to face the trials.
Indeed.
Let's do it to it.
I'll press on.
Okay. You guys enter in to the first room, and you look. It seems to be, like you imagine, a labyrinth-looking accoutrement. The door behind... There's 4 doors that you see in this room. One behind you, one to the left, in front, and to the right. And each door seems to have a scratching above it. Some kind of, like, mark. Not above it, rather, but to the side of it. Kind of like, seems like a large knife or something was dragged endlessly to create, like, a tally. Along the door you entered, you see 1 scratch. To the... let's see, you were at the east. Well, I'll just say to the left for the simplicity of it. You see 2. In front of you. Hold up one sec. I just gotta make sure this works right. You see 3. And then to the right, you see 4.
So it's 1 behind us, 2 to the left, 3 in front of us, 4 to the right.
Bingo, bango, bongo. But other than that, there, upon closer inspection, there doesn't seem to be too much else.
What do you guys think would happen if we went back through doorway number 1? Worst case is we go back outside, right?
Sure.
Of course.
Hopefully.
Can I? No.
Can we can't just see outside from there, right?
Yeah, you can. It's just
Okay.
a giant slit in the room, essentially. Sorry, I'm gonna have to use that word because it's the way to describe what this is. A giant hewn cut that seems to be this like kind of magnanimous doorway,
Sure.
for lack of better terms, with the scratch in the wall, just as 1. You're guessing based on this, it's some kind of hint, but you're not sure why or what.
Sure. Well, I'm gonna run back down 1 real quick just to make sure that.
Yeah, and it's not even a hallway. You walk out, look around, you see the desert, your camels off in the distance, wave at them. They kind of look at you.
Tell them I said hi.
I wave at them, and then I walk back in.
Okay.
Well, it's not that, so I'm out of ideas.
I said we go left.
You want to go in 2?
Yeah, well, I won't go left.
All right.
Okay.
But I mean, whatever way you guys want to go.
How's the
Left.
lighting in here?
It's spotty at best, shadowy, but there is light. You can see pretty well.
Okay.
I'd say pretty much normal light, but shadowy from the sun being cast. You imagine at night it's pitch black.
Sure.
Or very
I'll
close to
pop a light on Nova, unless he wants to try to dodge it.
Nah, that's cool. I mean, just as long as you tell me what you're doing, I suppose. Well, no, I mean, I wouldn't have my guard up around you. So
Yeah.
if you just
I just
touch me,
touch your shoulder and you got a light beam coming off of it.
Ugh. Nice.
That's so that you guys can see.
I have a little flame too. My little friend.
Okay. So
Dancing
you guys
dragons.
go
Just
left.
juggling.
Everybody in agreement about doorway 2?
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't
Left.
really have any better options.
To
Okay.
the left. To the left.
Let's go.
You guys go left, and you follow what seems to be a winding pathway. A couple doors on your left and right. One on your left specifically, or right on that you approach. Would you like to go down that? You also see one down the left up the way.
Do these have any markings?
No markings on these, and they seem to lead into more winding.
Does one seem to be going towards the inner area of the temple more than the other?
Yeah, as you were following the left door, you imagine you were kind of against the wall, parallel. So going right would probably lead you deeper. Going,
deeper.
you see a left one. It's like, as far as you can tell, that would be an outdoor door, although that wouldn't make sense.
Right seems to be going in further into the
Yeah.
logically, anyways.
Sure.
Okay. So you
Let's
guys go
turn
down
right.
this rightward path. Following it, you see. This time you come into a crossroads. To left, right, and forward.
No symbols on this one either.
No symbols on this one.
Straight.
It's just a complete blind shot, I guess.
Is
Somebody keeping track of where we've gone so far.
Yeah, so far we've taken a left turn and a right turn.
Good. At least somebody is.
Okay, you guys continue forward.
Straight.
Straight.
Yeah. Eventually, you get into a familiar-looking room as the first room. 4 sides. This time, the markings are not on the wall, however. And as you look back towards number 1, it seems to be that same familiar hallway you entered. You're getting at this point that you feel like you're maybe off track. Your heartbeat's starting to pound, and you're feeling like, oh man, we're
Wait,
really
it's
in the
same
thick of
room.
it here.
It's the same room, but with no
Very,
scratches.
very similarly looking, yeah.
Like the doorway goes outside.
No, that's the only difference.
Oh,
The doorway you entered seems to lead back to that familiar hallway.
Should
Well,
we
there's
go
always one surefire way through the maze.
Put your hand on the wall.
Put your hand on the wall and keep following. You'll eventually get to the other side.
That's true.
We could just backtrack to the beginning and try that. It would take extra time, but I don't really feel as though we're in a time crunch. per
Not
se.
yet, but if we're in here for 20 days, maybe it will be.
Indeed.
How big was this from the outside?
Immense. At least 200 feet tall, you'd guess. And
Oh.
much more wide.
I don't really have any better suggestions, to be
It's
honest.
very claustrophobicating as you guys enter the hallways, too. Like, you can just barely, probably Nova can just barely touch either wall, but it just feels so immense close to you, looming over you, almost like it's curving over.
Huge weight of
Just with how tall
stone
it
above
is.
us.
Yeah,
That's intimidating.
yeah.
I'm going to touch Alderia and cast guidance on her and say, Alderia, you can figure out where to go. Try to find something, a clue, anything. You get to add a d4 to an ability roll if you want.
To an ability roll? Can I try to perceive
Okay, what would you like to try and perceive?
where an idea, a start, a hint, a clue, a feeling, a breeze?
What are the you're trying to? Sorry, try and define exactly what you're trying to get with this roll, because there are many different routes you could kind of think to try and perhaps you could roll an insight check, you could roll an investigation check, you could roll a nature check, you could roll a religion check to see if you know the religious history, you could roll a history check. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trying to define what you're trying to do, what aspect you're trying to go for.
This problem I don't even know.
It's tough, yeah. It is a labyrinth.
That
And
map
are
that
these
we
like-
have.
Are these like smooth walls?
Rough, but not drawn upon like the outer walls. Not like silky smooth, but not like rock climbing walls either. Kind of like imagine if poured concrete, but was rock.
Yeah.
Natural rock
Mm,
with more faults, I suppose. You could potentially try and climb it. It would be quite the feat, but
yeah, it's a strength thing. We're not a strong bunch.
Is the ceiling open way up?
yeah, it is way up there. It
Oh,
is open.
Okay.
Are there any animals in here?
Let me find out for you.
Mm.
Oh, you see. That's a good question. What do you see?
Smart.
Scarab.
You see. First of all, go ahead and roll me an investigation check. Or a perception check, either one.
Perception is higher.
You have guidance if you need it.
I don't need it. 16 plus 7.
Uh,
23.
23, yeah. You notice in the corner, 95% buried in the sand. Ironic that it was 95% buried in the sand, because that's what I rolled. You see this shell of a beetle sticking out, probably like the size of like my fist is the shell. So decently large beetle. Gross to most eyes, but a welcome sight in this considering situation.
I will cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
And I will carefully, as not to scare it, approach it and gently try to get its attention and talk to it.
Okay. Kind of scuttles a little bit as you approach it, but it doesn't seem to say anything. No, not sure that it can talk to you. So
Hi, hello.
you see it kind of sand kind of shift from it, and now you see this horn kind of sticking out with like another like rhinoceros-like horn. Some kind of large jet black like dune beetle of sorts. Hello.
Do you live here?
Seems to be looking at you with like these hard eyes.
Do you live here in the labyrinth and the maze?
Yes. Live here.
Do you know your way around it very well?
Little bit.
Have you ever seen I don't know what the oracle looks like. Have you ever seen a being that, I don't know how to describe an oracle. What does an oracle look like? They wear like robes, right?
Totally depends on the oracle.
Do you know somebody that lives in here?
Not lives.
But you know someone that's in here?
Yes.
Do you know how to get there?
This way. Go ahead and roll me a charisma check, first of all. We'll say persuasion.
Persuasion.
Fuck yeah. Scarab for the win.
What's the thingy you gave me?
1 die 4 bonus if you want to add it.
1d4.
Roll
Right.
4.
I don't think this one's gonna do it. Ooh, 3. 15?
15, yeah. The critter kind of, yes, this way. And it starts, you see 6 legs kind of like protruding 2 like little knuckles kind of into the ground softly as it kind of scuttles forward. It's walking really slow. Very obnoxious because it's this big and you guys are all human, so you're like 1 step, wait for it to walk. 2 steps, wait for it to walk. But it leads you down to the left path, leading you into what actually seems to be the first room. As you're looking forward, it's confusing. You see the scratches on the walls. You enter into the room and you turn around. Looking at the door that you came out, it seems to be the very first door that you entered, leading out into the desert. One thing has changed, though. In the corner of so you're back to the opening to the outside, you see a skeleton buried in the sand, just like jaw hanging loose, sand kind of gently whirling around it as wind comes in from the outside. Seems to be like half buried. You can see its like hips buried in the sand with like its femur kind of sticking out sideways. Seems that something had died right here, somehow in the entrance that you didn't see before. There, and it like kind of walks up next to the body and sits inside its rib cage. As dark as it is, the bug doesn't seem to find that particularly disturbing.
Do you know of anyone else? Anyone who might be alive still?
Alive? No, you. And it like kind of scuttles up and like does a little figure 8 between your legs. Very fox-like. Alive.
Are there any big rooms in here that you know of? Any big fancy rooms?
No fancy. Big.
And it's cat.
And
The cat is back.
Snickers.
And
It's in here. It's in the
Ever
house. It's with us.
ever looming.
Oh,
She
Agnes
knows.
Cat Snickers.
She's on a cycle now. She knows that it's almost 10 o'clock.
Mm.
Is that bedtime?
No, it's when we get done and she can start harassing me, though.
Oh.
There's a big room though. You know the big room.
Maybe.
Well,
Difficult.
if I carried you so we could go faster, do you think you could give me directions?
Try. It kind of bug shrugs.
It brugs.
It brugs.
does it have any snacks?
You're gathering.
or,
You're gathering this creature.
No,
it does
stop.
seem to have large wings, so perhaps it could fly above, but then it would lose you entirely.
Yeah.
It's tough. You're having a tough time with this thing. It seems to have an idea of how to navigate a little bit. It brought you guys back to the entrance somehow, but without going through the door you left through.
Hmm.
It's tough to say.
Maybe we need to take the third pathway now. Find a way through there.
How tall are the walls?
At least 200 feet, you'd guess.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Technically scalable, but it would be an inhumane feat.
Um,
I ain't human, baby.
which
Very true.
which
You are
door
a
did,
buff hero dragonborn.
which door did we just come through?
The one that
Just
seems
now?
to lead outside. You turn
Door
around.
one.
It seems,
Yeah.
yeah, you turn around and it seems that you had came through that door, but you're looking and it just looks like where you would turn around to go say hi to the camels.
Nova.
Somehow, some magic trickery, you're guessing, stored you back away.
I picked up a potion of fire giant strength from the hag.
Doesn't Nova have a map through here?
Uh,
You could potentially use that to scale the walls if you wanted.
That's pretty high there, friend. And I think I had a map of the other hag's place.
Yeah, and the map I had only led us here. It didn't show the inside.
Yeah, sadly, the inside is. I will say, you guys are getting the hint that these scratches have some kind of meaning.
Right.
You are back in this room, and it seems to be a room of purpose with scratches on the door, which was completely unlike the other ones. You're guessing that areas without these scratches probably mean that you're off course. I will say that much. Just because, yeah, again, this room seems to have somehow brought you back to it, and you definitely seemed off course.
Okay, let's pop one room down in door 3 and see what happens.
Yeah, we can give it a shot.
Okay. You guys exit through door 3 down a long, this time very straight, seemingly going straight towards the center. You enter into a room that has 7 sides with 4 doors leading out of it. Doesn't seem to have any scratches on it or anything, though, and you're pretty far down at this point.
7 sides with 4 doors leading out, so 5 doors total, or is that
Yeah,
including
5 doors
the-
total. 5 doors
And
total.
no scratches.
No scratches.
Should we go back?
Yeah, let's go see what's at the end of pathway 4.
Okay. This time, you're heading back. It's starting to get to the afternoon after doing a lot of investigating around. Do you still have the beetle with you, just as a point of order? He
I
doesn't
said I was
leave.
gonna carry him.
Sure, yeah, he doesn't stop you. I believe the spell only lasts for like 10 minutes, so if you want to talk to it again, you might have to burn another spell, but
Alright.
for now. And then you guys head back, and what would you like to do now that you've returned to the main door?
Let's go down doorway 4.
Okay. You guys enter into another room now. This one octagonal in shape. On the door you enter, you see 1 scratch. The door to the left, on the first side, you see 2. Repeating for every wall plus door, you see 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, respectively, for 1 per side. There's 8 ways leading out of here.
So we went in 4, and that got us 1.
That got you guys to the next room.
Should we try door 8?
Sure.
I mean, we can just do the go down every single one strategy as well. That takes time consuming though.
Right. I don't have any better suggestions.
Yeah.
So the maneuver is
Let's try door 8.
okay.
Since
You
door
guys-
4 worked.
You guys head down door 8. This one takes a little while. You see a couple doors on your left and your right, but up ahead you do see what seems to be another room. Do you continue down the hallway or take one of the deviations?
Yeah, let's continue down.
Continue straight down. Okay. You guys pop out of a door, into not a door, but a corridor that is, into a triangular shaped room. This one similarly, it has. Hold up, 1 second. Yeah, you guys come out of a room. The door you exited has 2 scratches on it. It's triangular shaped room. On one wall there is a door with 3 scratches, and on another wall there's a door with 1 scratch. So 1, 2, 3. You guys just exited 2.
Went in 8. Went in 4. And came out 1. Went in 8 and came out 2.
I gotta write it down. Four,
You feel like you're on the right track currently.
8.
8.
You had a 1 in 8
Sure.
chance there too, so good job on that
Yeah.
guess.
Should we go to door 1?
Or door 3.
The highest numbers?
I don't know. Yeah, so far it's been the highest numbers. You're right. Let's try door 3.
You guys try door 3.
At least it's a 50-50.
Yeah.
You guys head down this door. Down the hall, you see a similar. After traveling for a bit, it's probably just before dusk at this point, with your deliberation and walking, just due to the sheer massive size of this place. You look straight down. Again, you come across a crossroads, and ahead of you, there seems to be another room. Would you like
Is
to
there
deviate?
scratches on these ones?
No scratches on these crossroads.
Yeah, let's go down to the room.
Okay. You head down to the next room, and it seems to be. You guys find yourselves in a place that looks similar to the first room. Look around, see the skeleton, turn around, and you see the desert behind you. Stretching out through the original door. Seem to have been turned around.
Okay, should we go back to the triangle room and try door 1?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys navigate through, going through door number
4, then 8.
4
and
and then
then
8.
we're
Okay.
gonna go through door 1 once we get to
Okay.
the triangle room.
For the sake of brevity, you guys go through door number 1, this time finding a similar crossroads. You're guessing whatever built this place was definitely trying to deceive you into taking wrong turns just at all times, but barreling forward, kind of catching the drift that these scratches mean something. You go up to a 4th room that seems to have scratches in it. This one is 6-sided, hexagonal. You exit out of door number 1, and then a familiar pattern, that is door 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So first it went 4, 8, so maybe this time it's 1, 2?
Either that or it's 6.
Could be 6, too. What do you guys want to do?
I'll be honest with you, I have no idea what's going on. This is not my kind of puzzle.
What do you
Yes.
think, Nova?
6.
Alright, 2 for 6, let's go.
You guys see a meteor strike. No. You exit through door number 6, and you go down a hallway. This one, you start walking, and it starts winding, which is odd. Most of the geometry and architecture of this place is very straight. You walk for about a half an hour without seeing anything. Do you guys want to keep continuing down? Just wall and winding. Pretty patterned. Snaking down, kind of.
So different than the rest that we've seen, right?
Definitely different.
Yeah.
but
Okay,
repetitive
let's
and
keep-
continuous.
I'm gonna augur if it's a good decision to keep going on this path.
Keep going. Okay, so you take a minute to do so, and you see the familiar, but this time slightly altered, same descriptions as before. Would you like me to go through them again, just to
No, it's
recap?
fine.
Okay. And you see finally the ram, and you hear wheel.
All right, down the windy road.
Oh, that's something.
Good call. Good call.
Good call.
Down the
Alderia.
windy road you continue, and you find yourself in a circular room this time. No walls. With the door you exited being 1, the door to your left having 3 scratches, the one in front of you having 5 scratches, and the one to your right having 4 scratches.
Say the numbers again. 1.
1 is the one you entered.
Okay.
3 is to your left. 5 is to your forward. 4 is to your right. And at this point, it is night. The moon has risen into the sky, and your light is splattered at best. You have your light cantrip going either on you or
I keep
Nova
re-upping
or
dancing
Zan,
lights
and
too.
dancing lights going. It's pretty dark, but it's been quiet and peaceful as far as things go. You can definitely imagine how someone not catching the drift could be in here forever, just turning and turning and turning and eventually getting lost. Yeah, it's daunting.
Well, we've gotten this far and we know how to get back. Should we camp for the evening?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
You guys set up camp for the evening. Go ahead and this is going to be our first percentile check for the day. Actually, I got to make sure I get who this. I need to take better track of who's rolling these, but the heck, what did I fold to do this? Oh yeah, I see. So I believe our last one was Nova.
That sounds
I don't.
right.
I don't remember.
Let's see.
I feel like Alderia went first, so I think everybody's done one now.
The
right?
the last
Nova
one was.
was the last one.
Oh, I rolled high to get the grove.
Okay. So, if I could have, we'll start. I believe that's the last person to go. So we'll start with. Here, I'm going to take note so I don't keep messing this up. So
I think
Erzan-
I think I was the first, so we've gone around once.
Okay,
It came back to
gotcha.
me.
So Nova, then Erzan, and then I believe it was Kylar, and then Alderia.
Yeah, I found the dwarven thing.
I don't know what I got. I don't. Oh,
So-
I found the thing in the desert. The box.
Oh yeah.
So either way, I'm gonna start in official order and take
Okay.
note of it on the same level the same page that I level you guys on, so that I stop fucking this up.
Sure.
So
That's my
so it will be your go.
go. 93.
Yo.
Very good. Very good. God, you guys.
That
never-
shopkeep wanders
never
past
roll.
us.
Oh, so you'd like to hear a story, eh?
I'm going to show you directly to the center of the labyrinth.
I used to be an adventurer like you till I took an arrow to the knee.
Sweet,
So
bro.
you God damn it. guys.
crimes against Skyrim and the people. What do you
say for
yourself?
Why won't
Won't
you
die?
I fought mud crabs more fearsome than you.
I used to be an adventurer like you, and then I took an arrow to the knee.
What the hell did Alexa say at Cole's? The
Oh God.
you
Oh,
found the
man.
body of an adventurer
Something
dead
about a
with some
knee
sort
injury.
of wound to the
Wound
knee.
to the
Yeah,
knee.
some kind of knee injury. She arrow in the knee us.
She did.
So you guys take your rest. Is there anything you'd like to do this evening?
No, I just want to keep watch.
I would look into my book for the same thing that I did last night.
Okay.
Because I'm still butthurt about it.
I'll say roll me an investigation check again. I'll give you another one.
Actually, there is something I want to do
Okay.
after Nova.
We'll say out of order. You guys don't need to perceive anything tonight. It's quiet in here, eerily so. Hear echoes of
8.
8. Yeah, you're getting
Mm.
the hint that there is
Yeah,
something
I know-
just on the edge of your sight.
I know it's in this goddamn book. And I'm gonna find it.
You're gonna find it. Persistence is key, my friend. I gotta take a quick note as well because of that. Okay. But other than that, your watch seems very quiet to the point where it's kind of maddening almost. Not even a chirp of a bird or bug. You just kind of every now and again hear the of that scarab-like horned beetle flying around, kind of landing on stuff. A little disturbing at first, but then you kind of get used to it as it kind of flutters about. Seems to be sticking around, actually. Interestingly enough, it doesn't have any desire to go anywhere.
I'm gonna name him Greg.
Greg seems to be having a blast now that the
Young Greg.
sunny day is gone.
YUNG.
Young Greg.
Is there anything else you'd like to do for this evening? Okay. Is there anyone else that wants to do things during the
Yeah.
evening? Okay, Kyler.
Yeah, during my watch, I would start trying to formulate how I could use my magic to fuel the bag of souls
Okay.
on there as well. I would start trying to, tinker with maybe sorcery points and, burning an unfocused spell slot or an extra sorcery point to achieve the same kind of effect.
Meaning to try and recharge this thing?
Right, or trying to figure out, how I could use that unfocused magic in the same way that the hag did to draw souls into there, because, if we find something that needs to die, I would definitely do it.
Okay. I'll say for the sake of this, depending on what you're exactly trying to do, if you're trying to tinker and figure out how to do it, go ahead and roll me an Arcana check. If you're trying to figure and discern out how the hag might have done it, go ahead and roll me a history check. Or no, just history check.
I would probably try and figure out how I'm going to do it more than how she did it.
Okay.
I
Sure,
know
you can
how
definitely try for sure.
Yeah, and I would try and figure out how my magic meshes with that.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me an Arcana check and kind of describe how you're testing, pushing the
I rolled
limits.
a 15.
Okay.
I guess I would just try and use a spell slot, but unfocused, not trying to cast anything.
Right, not like a spell.
That unfocused magic, and just see how it interacts when I, kind of thread it towards the bag.
For sure. So the first thing you note is looking at it, it's pretty, you look inside, it seems to be pretty mundane. You can feel the magic when attuned to it. Very straightforward is there. But as far as it goes, it seems outwardly to be a mundane, if not gross, dark leather, crusty, kind of sun-dried bag. Pouring your spell into it, the bag seems to just take no effect. Frustratingly, you tinker with it, sorcery points, magic spells. You're guessing there is just kind of a key element that you're missing, and as far as you can tell right now, I think you might know what that key element is.
Yeah.
It feels like it absorbs the magic, so you think it might be possible perhaps to circumvent that need, but it's going to be a feat. Definitely a feat to try and circumvent the bag's interior purpose.
I was just trying to see if my magic would be compatible to do that, because I don't have a take soul and dump into bag spell.
Right. You're guessing some kind of spell that might exist already could help you do that, or with some very adept tinkering, perhaps someone that is either skilled in making magic items or someone that can guide you. Perhaps you could alter the purpose of this bag, but for now, it seems like there is a one-stop course for fueling this bad boy, and it's up to you to try and find her.
Fair enough. That's all I needed to do for my watch.
Okay. Yeah, a little frustrated, but feeling like maybe there's a couple courses you could go. You received the watch. Is there anything else anyone wants to do tonight?
I'll work on my conjuration spell.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me. I believe it was Arcana we were doing.
I think so, yeah. No, because I'm not good at it.
Yeah. I'll say as we continue on, this is the spell developmental phase. I'll change you over to religion checks as you start trying to cast holy magics.
A 9.
9. Where is your list? Here we are. You feel right on the cusp of creating this spell. You're guessing that your next attempt will make or break it. Whether that means you give up or that means you start from scratch and try something a little different, kind of up to you.
Okay, that's all.
Okay. Unless there's anything else, with that we'll move to the next day.
Lego.
Okay. You guys wake up the next day, and with your 95, Erzan, you see this little beetle seems to be floating in front of the rightmost door with 4 scratches. Kind of lands, crawls in, comes back out, fly around a little bit. Some reason seems to be flying around that door.
The
Vitor
four-door?
friend.
The 4 door.
Cool.
Cool.
Seems like he's trying to tell us where to go.
Yep.
Okay. Do you guys want to go down that door?
Yeah, let's do it.
You see a meteor. No, I'm just kidding. You guys head down that corridor, and as the light starts to shine above you guys, kind of taking a deep breath, the dark of the labyrinth kind of secedes for a moment. After a while, however, the darkness starts to kind of reform. This time, not like a foggy, magical darkness, but the sun doesn't seem to be at the right angle to get down this deep. And as you go, you lose more and more sun. Eventually, the beetle kind of stops and walks in a circle behind you guys. Buzzes around Alderia's head and lands on her shoulder. Kind of looks up.
I'll talk to it.
You want to talk to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up?
Can't go any further.
Why not?
I get lost. Must get out.
Are you sure this is the way, though?
Think so.
The way?
Greg looked other
Do you know the way?
directions.
What'd you say, Jesse? I couldn't hear
Greg looked other directions. That's what it said to you.
you. Are you Greg?
Yes.
Yeah, I named him.
Oh.
Well, thank you for your help, Greg.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Don't starve. Or I'll eat you.
That's fair.
Just this massive bug wings, like, kind of making like almost helicopter-like noises away, drifts down this long passageway.
The MASH
into the
theme
distance.
song plays.
I hate that. I hate you for that. Oh,
I don't care. It was worth it.
You guys continue. The dark starts to consume the area. The light unnaturally thin here, assumingly producing your flames and light cantrips. You navigate into the dark. Eventually, you come in to what seems to be, it's almost like cool and damp now, almost like you're underground, and you see along the walls these like glowing blue mushrooms. Looking left and right, you just see one here, one there, a spotted one way up there. You can't see the roof any longer from how dark it is, or the lack of a roof for that matter. No skylight. Behind you, after a while of walking, gets dark. You guess you walk for probably about an hour and a half, and then you hit a gentle slope that goes down. Following down this, it gets deeper and darker, more damp, more cool.
Dank
You
as
see more
fuck.
of these, more of these dank shrooms.
Can
You
I
see
take
as
a
you're going
couple?
down.
Or
Yeah.
are they like stuff?
I'll say go ahead and roll an investigation check as you're trying to see if they're more so where they are placed on the walls. You can find one that seems within reach when you're paying attention.
14.
Yeah, I'd say go ahead and add 2 blue caps to your inventory. As you find a couple. Most of them are pretty high up seeming for whatever reason, but you find one that's kind of within arm's reach, and Nova kind of hoists you up a little bit to kind of make sure you can grab them. You collect them off the wall. As you guys continue, for the sake of brevity, you enter into a slowly widening path, widening and widening until eventually it becomes a room, and you see dotted over there a mushroom, and over there a mushroom. It's kind of circular room. You hear a low growl in the darkness, and that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I see what you're doing there.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you guys. Anyone that made it with us, I have no idea. I haven't checked Twitch since 8:40, but thank you to anybody who made it with us this long. Still at 7 viewers. That's pretty decent. So we do appreciate that. Thank you guys for sticking around through the grindy puzzle. And welcome to your first official dungeon, by the way. And congratulations on your first official boss kill. And I would like to note you guys are all level 5 now.
Hey!
Cool.
Meow, 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 meow.
So congratulations. Man,
Very cool. All right,
there was a hot minute with that
Say
fight.
goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good
Thanks
night, I
for
love
watching.
you.
Thank you guys.
Love
Love you all.
you.
Much love.
All right. Peace.